as you interlock the two.
Now stretch them right as...
Soccer, and the...
Quiet, please. In exactly 15 seconds, we'll be on the air.
I felt like a reptile. Like a reptile. I felt like a reptile.
It's just everywhere.
You know what's odd? It's funny you asked that question. I don't think it was on the recording.
Okay.
So people don't know the context of this, which would be even more interesting.
There you go.
I was standing in the shower room at the gym today.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. I'm not even fucking set up here. And the conversation's already started.
It's my fault.
No, you're all good. Okay. I was stood in the shower room of the gym today, filling up the 2 buckets that we use to mop the mats.
Yeah.
As fucking lavish as my life is these
That's
days. And I'm standing there and I'm just standing there looking out the door, and this fucking thing was taking ages to fill up. So I'm standing there for ages, just daydreaming. And as I'm looking out, one of my banners is on the wall as you walk into the gym. It's from the MEN Arena when I fought Swick.
Okay.
Which you know because you designed the damn thing.
There you go.
Yeah. So you remember it. So it's got 10th Planet and Rough House and stuff. And right under where it's got Tap Out big on fire in the middle. It looks fucking brilliant. It says right underneath, danhardymma.co.uk or danhardymma.com, which one it is. Fuck, I don't remember my website. Oh,
danhardymma.com. Just put that click way more in sync. Just slightly off.
It's going to be fucking awkward again. Dickhead.
Life's being awkward. It won't be 2022, would it?
Mate. Anyway, and I'm standing there and I'm looking at my name where it says my name, and it's odd because you're like, I don't know.
Anyone else seeing their name that often on documents, it's like a court summons.
I don't associate with it.
Fine.
It's like reading Cluedo. Like, I don't associate with it.
It's strange, isn't it?
It is odd
because we've never bolstered or sort of launched anything off the fact that it's you.
Yeah.
But it's important that people know it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's weird. It just, when I saw that then, because obviously, I don't know if it was on the recording, but obviously everything says somewhere or another.
Yeah.
Whereas I see your name more in the Visionary logo.
Yeah.
If I see that's more your signature or your autograph to me, just because we sat and drew it together, and the amount of people that think we're part of a clandestine group.
Oh yeah, no, we are the Illuminati.
Mate.
So buy our t-shirts or we'll fucking eat you.
Well, we've already eaten the people that didn't.
What,
so
Mike Tyson?
It's going to catch up.
It's a different thing. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Full Reptile Radio. Happy New Year, mate.
Happy New Year,
Happy
dude.
New Year to you all. I hope you had a good Christmas and a good New Year. Did you?
Exhausting.
Yeah?
Yeah. I feel like I got let down by school. I know I told you when I got here. They didn't break up till the 23rd.
That's ridiculous.
That's fucking insane.
How do you get excited for Christmas by having to go into school up until the day before? The Eve.
That's it. So the Eve, they're all right. But this is what I was saying last time we recorded. Christmas is like a weekend. So everyone's looking forward to Saturday because you got a bit of Friday at the back of it. You got your nice Saturday, but then they dread Sunday because London Burning's on at 9. Going to school next day, bath and bed, that shit. So my kids have now had a day to be overly excited, which my kids are insanely excitable. But then, like, they're not as Jones to be in the 4th and 5th of January because they're used to being back to school.
Yeah.
So now, Stacey's back at work. I'm at work. So, but they've still got time. It's kind of work. Yeah. It's very loose. It's very loose. It's something I'm extremely grateful for and something I feel like I've paid the price in my past for.
As you're sitting there on the camera, oh no, you've definitely earned your easier life. Man.
Much.
I think so.
Yeah, I like to think so. That's what I keep telling Stacey when she's trudging to work at 6 a.m. But they're still off school.
Yeah.
So like you're almost back to mad grumpy dad because it's now the new year and like, what are you doing up at 10 o'clock? Because we're off school, Dad. Do you know what I mean? So it's weird. It doesn't feel like we've ever broken up. So I know we recorded it's probably 2 weeks ago. We're actually on schedule.
I know, right?
So which is insane.
Check us out.
But It's every time I turn away from it.
You know what? Good thing that's done that, because that's reminded me. We're actually going to start putting these on the website for you to download them. This is the original Full Reptile Radio background, isn't it?
This is the first one we ever did.
So when this goes live, go on, Jamie's going to say something. He's got something to say.
I'll tell you.
He hates it.
Okay. That's odd. It's very, very, very rare that Jamie postures from off camera to say something.
I need to interject, young Jamie.
Yeah, we're going to put them on the Full Reptile website.
Yeah.
So when this goes live, it will be available on fullreptile.co.uk.
And what we're doing, keeping them up for a couple of weeks and switching them.
Yeah, we'll just change it every 2 weeks.
Yeah, because we've got.
If you got any suggestions, you know we like to parody stuff.
We've had what we had: Lego, sticker bombs,
Lego Star Wars. You did a good Halloween one. You did a Christmas one. Yeah.
Also, whatever you want, just let us know.
Yeah,
let us know in the comments. That's where that was.
That's why that flickered on and off then, to remind me.
Just as a reminder.
Yeah.
How was your Christmas?
It was lovely. It was a lot less socially distanced than last year. Yes. It was really nice. It was relaxing. Well, it wasn't quite as relaxing as I'd hoped, but it was nice. It was good to be back to normal, you know?
Yeah.
Sitting around a table, eating a meal with people, shaking hands, hugging people.
Yeah.
No one being concerned about the person coughing in the corner, and
or
at least a lot less of that anyway.
Yeah. I mean, my sister, she got COVID. It was the Monday. She texted us all on the Monday to let us all know. So it kind of threw a bit of a spanner. But it's one of them. The problem is, and this is no disrespect to my sister, love her to bits. She's batshit crazy, and she's almost gone into that like that ex-smoker kind of vibe. So because she's now had it, whichever variant it is, and she's obviously, I don't think she's been boosted yet, but she's had a couple of jabs or whatever. She's now an expert. Yeah, I have given her a couple of jabs, but she's given me way more. She put me through a door. She threw a brick at my head. She actually hit me here. She threw
it on the same day?
Yeah.
The door and the brick?
Yeah, she threw me through the door to get me down the garden.
So she could throw a brick at you because that's where the bricks were?
Genuinely. And then she cried about it, the bitch. I thought, think of the credit I'm going to get for this. All the tokens. We were playing with our next door neighbour. So my mum's garden's really long, and there was a load of kids that lived sort of on the same street. So we'd meet a girl that I was in school with, Michelle's dad's field at the bottom of our garden. But you had to jump over a massive wall to get into this field. So we'd fallen out. So she was playing with these two lads, Ben and Ross, a couple of gardens across. I was with my posse in the field, sort of posturing up, giving it Charlie Big Potatoes. And we were throwing shit at each other, namely whatever had fallen off this old stone wall, which was big pieces of rock and cement and all sorts of shit, bricks. So I'd run up to sort of grab a load of bits. Are they listening?
I hope not. That's a fucking Second World War plane. They'd have to have
Chinook. Just dropping a Range Rover Land Rover into your garden. And so I went up.
So you were chucking rocks at other kids?
At my sister, mainly.
Okay.
So we went to get a load of different bit of ammo. And as I ran, she shouted my name to make me look up, and then landed a blue brick, which is the foundations of a house, so they're harder.
Yeah.
My dad told me, just to make me feel better. And it hit me here. So I had stitches. But the worst thing was, I had to now climb up over a wall, like still trying to hold the brick in my eye for evidence for my mum, just so she knew that she threw it. So we sent that off for fingerprinting. I then had to climb a wall, and she was crying her eyes out, because obviously as a kid, you don't really know how guilt works until you nearly kill someone. So then when I went to the hospital, because my mum wasn't in, my next door neighbour took me, and I all I can remember is them telling me I needed stitches, which made me cry. And the next thing, I can just remember waking up, and I was lying on a bed, and obviously they must have knocked me out or something, and I had a paper towel. If you get the old paper towels from school, like the green ones.
Yeah, the
really
ones.
hard bluey green. I'm blue-green colourblind, so yeah, you probably are.
The blue-green.
Listen to Dan's colour. Whatever they gave you at school that you'd wet and put on something. Broke my arm, put a wet paper towel on it. I had one of them over my eye with a hole cut in it, and just a doctor leaning over and coming towards me with a needle, just going, and it was the most fucking insane feeling. But yeah, I rode the wheels off that. But that's when she fucking...
But she cried immediately.
She cried immediately.
So you couldn't really fucking... You couldn't really pay, like, make her pay for it.
No, I had to work out how to get up. Then the gardens were fucking huge. And obviously when you're pissing blood like Rocky in Rocky 5, it wasn't good.
Did you hit her with any rocks?
Mate, I must have clipped a couple of them, but I didn't get any eye shots.
That's no good.
No.
You don't want to take an eye out.
Always aim for eyes.
As parents say, you need to stop throwing that around. You'll have someone's eye out.
She nearly did. But
Someone threw a pine cone at me once. That was one of my few trips to hospital.
a pine cone?
Yeah, you know, like the
little fir
ones
cone?
that open up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, based on the weather. Yeah, someone at school threw one at me, and it hit me in the eye and cut the white of my eye.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I had to go to hospital. I remember I was at primary school, so I was like, I don't know, seven or 8. I had to go to the hospital. They put me in this big fucking chair within this dark room, and put this big telescope on my eye to have a good look at it. And I had to look around in different directions. And then they put a load of drops in it, and then taped my eye shut and put an eye patch over it.
Full outlaw.
Yeah,
Full Blackbeard.
yeah, bad.
Yeah.
And then the same thing happened to the other eye, but that was a fingernail.
Ooh. Was that more
was a-
fight related?
I was training with Mick Rowley.
I thought you could say John Jones.
Yeah, I was training
He's
with Mick Rowley, and he just caught me at the end of his fingernail.
Wow.
And I remember going to the toilets because it was at a school, a secondary school. We used to train in the sports hall on a Thursday night, and I remember going to the bathroom and standing there, looking in the mirror, and pulling my eye open like that, and seeing blood coming from like the white part,
Wow.
and just like a little trickle. And it, you know, that kind of like thins out and turns
Yeah.
like an orangey yellow, and it's like just like tearing up and then running out. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital.
I need to get my patch out the drawer.
Exactly.
Turn it inside out.
Exactly.
Shit. I can remember we were playing darts at the bottom of my mum's stairs, and my mum's hallway is quite...
That's never a good story.
No.
No story that starts with we're playing darts at the bottom of my mum and dad's stairs.
Exactly
And
right.
ends with it was a great day. Everybody had a good time and went home healthy and safe.
If we'd have cut it short 5 minutes before, let's call it the incident,
Yeah.
it would have been gold. Because we were getting on.
But that's always the case because shit always happens
Yeah.
right before you stop doing whatever you were doing.
Why
that
would you
caused
ever
the
stop
incident.
doing anything?
Right.
Otherwise, I always have to. I only ever get to stop doing something once I've offended someone enough, upset someone, or hurt someone. Like that's my limit. That's why Christmas gets cancelled because Owen's coming. But my mum's stairs go up, round, and it's like it's just a normal staircase, but like there's a bit of a landing that you can stand on.
Mm-hmm.
So we realised instead of putting all the energy, who puts that much energy into throwing a dart straight? We were just lofting them from the top of the stairs to see, because my granddad found a dartboard in a bin. And obviously, you know, it's like whenever you find anything free, you now need to go and start investing in all the gear that goes with it. So
Of course.
he got us a proper dartboard from a pub. Turns out the reason it was sold or thrown away was because it had that many pricks in it. Literally,
There you go.
it was worn out. It was like
Worn out from too many pricks.
exactly like a lot of women in Derby. But my dartboard was the same, so bless her. She literally, if you tried to throw a dart in it, it wouldn't stay in. So we had to loft them. But they were the shitty.
What, to try and get them stuck in at an angle or because the dartboard
The dartboard's
was
on the floor.
Fucking
So we're doing
hell.
it from the stairs.
Tell me someone got a dart in the foot.
Right. Well, it wasn't the foot, it was her head. But the interesting thing came when she wouldn't let me take it out because she wanted to show my mum. So my mum used to work across the road and she was out, she'd work evenings. So she'd get in at, say, 7:30, which for kids then is like, it's now before bedtime. It's fucking midnight.
You're going to have to be more specific. You can't say she worked across the road and worked evenings. Especially when you've not been just been talking about your dartboard having too many pricks.
She worked at the council. So there's a council yard.
It was a proper job.
It was a proper job. Yeah.
Okay.
She didn't have to wear stilettos, anything like that. There's no fishnets.
Could she if she wanted to?
Yeah, but I don't think she'd want to walk in that.
Okay.
No, she's a practical woman. So Leanne got the dart and would literally run with this thing. And they were the cheap, shitty plastic fairground darts that there wasn't any flight
There's
in
no
it. It was
weight
just
to 'em.
no. And she was adamant. And literally, my mum walked in, and normal, as soon as your mum gets in, everyone needs to tell her everything, the worst thing in the world. That's why all mums want to kill themselves. And obviously, I'd done that to her. So I got my own back a bit, but not the same as a brick, is it?
So what happened? It landed on her head.
In her head.
Did it stick?
Oh, yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And the fucking noise, I still hear it sometimes when it's quiet and I close my eyes. Which is...
What, in a good way, like a
I'm
reminiscing
really
way?
proud. Yeah, fuck her.
Did you cry immediately learning from her tricks?
Yeah, when she fucking threw a brick in my face.
Yeah.
It made me tear up, that did. Jesus. But it's the amount of shit you do that now I've got kids, I find myself, I'll stop them. But like...
Does they do it less though now? Because kids aren't out and about climbing fences and throwing bricks and stuff.
I think they're more drawn to watching someone else do it on YouTube. Because if it's on a tablet,
Right.
they've seen everything.
Okay.
Like kids nowadays, their thing of us learning adverts is their TikTok. They just learn the new tunes from that. And then music all of a sudden that is just a gimmick in TikTok is in the chart. So it's like the whole world shifted into this weird sort of parody of itself. So like for me, I was forever climbing trees and just fucking about, and I didn't see the danger. But we went to, it was a place called Felly Woods up near us. Dogs love it. It's fucking wicked. Massive, like, stream that runs along the side. But then I think there's 604 rope swings there.
Fuck, yeah.
So the kids are obsessed. And
One of those kind of places.
Yeah, it's amazing. But it's like bogged up to the nines. It's something you'd see in CSI in America. So there's got to be bodies somewhere, but we're just not finding them because the dogs don't smell hard enough. So we've got all 3 dogs clotted up to the nines. We're sludgy and muddy, and then the girls find these rope swings because someone, let's call him Mr. Fuckhead, has gone and cut a load of them down. So when I saw the first one, it had a tyre on it that had gone. I thought, someone's gone in the water. Fair enough. But then the girls started to really examine the cuts. This looks far too clean, Dad. This is not frayed. And someone looks like someone's gone through and cut a load down.
Really?
So
See, the thing, in his defence, though, if he was a real prick, he'd have only cut it halfway through.
Oh, imagine. And put a camera up. Yeah, that's where Fail Army comes from, isn't it? Bastard. But Libby found one. We were down in a dip. I'll show you a video in a minute because Stace recorded. But I'm down in the water and it's like probably 8 foot up. She stood on a bank and she found one. I said, listen, just hold it and jump to me. Terrified. Whereas my dad wouldn't have even got the words out of his mouth.
You'd have been gone.
Watch this in my pants.
Not
Watch
even
this.
figuring out where you're going to land.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, fucking love a rope.
We were always like building dens and
Yeah.
like dragging big fucking logs across the forest to prop them up against one another, and then putting sticks across and covering them in like leaves and like fresh cut grass and shit.
And you'd
I
leave
remember
stuff
being
in
in
there.
one once. So this is right across the road from where my mum and dad live. So there's like the park across the road, and then these bushes either side of the brook, the little stream. And I was in there all the time when I was a kid. Like when we were at Scouts, it was a playing up and down across those playing fields and in the bushes and shit. So I knew those bushes really well. I knew
Playing army.
where the good hiding places were and where the best places to find logs were and shit. And this one particular time, I was we'd made this den in the thingy, and we were sitting in there reading fucking Beano comics, I think, and someone set fire to the thing while we were in it.
No
and
way.
It was dry grass. You should have fucking seen it go up. I had to kick my way out.
Jesus.
Literally, like kick my way out, and the whole thing's fucking
The
burning
most terrifying near death. How old were you?
Yeah.
And
I
Beano,
don't know,
10, 11?
Yeah, not even that. Probably about 10.
Someone set fire to your dad.
Yeah. No, literally just because they cut through the bushes to get to the road. And as they walked through, I just heard them laughing. Then I could hear a lighter, just and it fucking went. Just
Show yourselves.
I remember standing outside my mum and dad's house watching the whole hedgerow on fire.
Oh, mate. You know when you've set a fire and you thought it'd be funny and it gets out of hand real quick?
Are you prompting me here?
Well, I've done some.
You know this fucking story.
I think I
don't you?
do know your story. I think your story is similar to my story. It might involve
I got
bales.
suspended from school for it.
Oh, is this your war one?
Yeah.
Amazing. You've got to tell that story.
Christmas, yeah. Well, so it was. I was doing A levels, and I think by this point I'd already dropped one of them, so I was only doing 2.
But we need
And
to
art
know.
doesn't
We need
count.
to know your stance in the society currently of how you looked and how long your hair was, and how much you fucking hated everyone.
Oh, 100%. I was plugged into Megadeth almost all the time.
And you were the Crow, right?
I was very aloof, you could say. I had long hair. Usually had black nail varnish as well.
Yeah.
Always wore black.
All of it.
Always, without a doubt. And yeah, I had a couple of mates who I'd speak to, but for the most part, I like people to leave me alone. It was just an easier way of going about things, especially because most of the people I was at school with, I didn't really feel like I shared
idea.
anything in common with them. Anyway, so it was around Christmas time, and I was only doing 2 A levels at this point, so I had a lot of free time to like sit around and sketch and stuff. So I'm sitting in the art room and in the common room at school, and I'm like sketching or drawing or whatever, and people are making the paper chains out of like strips of newspaper, loop them, glue them together.
Yeah.
I'm putting them up in the thing to decorate the room.
Celebrate.
So I went over and I joined in, being festive. Hung one up, a big fucking massive chain on the wall, 2 bits of tape, and sat back down in the corner with my sketch pad. and one group that I was doing the chains with, they went off to their lesson, and another group came in and sat down and thought it was funny to start singeing them with their lighters. I'm like sitting in the corner watching these dickheads, and that, you know, I was just annoyed because they thought they were being fucking clever because, oh, it's burning a little bit. You know, I was like,
if you're going to fucking do it.
Yeah, if you're going to fucking do it. So I went up and I lit the one that I'd made.
Yeah.
Which was a big U shape up the wall, and the walls were fucking really high.
What's yours?
And and as it started to catch fire, it burnt through the centre ring that I'd set on fire and swung into two fucking, like, primed, glue loaded
80s or 90s glue.
proper like newspaper, and it just went. So there's these two like flaming fucking strips up the wall now starting to burn the ceiling tiles. So I'm grabbing cushions off the sofa and throwing them at the wall to try and knock it down, trying to put this whole thing out. The whole fucking room's filled with smoke. Everyone's cleared out, and just as I turn around and look at the fucking mess I've created and these big scorch marks up the wall and on the ceiling tiles,
right.
I went and grabbed my bag, my record bag.
Of course.
Bad apple,
Yeah.
as you know. Went and grabbed that, threw it over my bag, and as I turned around, the fucking headmaster was standing at the bottom of the steps out of the room.
Observing.
And he'd seen it because he was teaching science in a room on the other side of the courtyard and had noticed all of his students standing up and looking out the window because they could see fucking flames in the common room. And he was there. He was like, go to my office. He was like a fucking walrus.
Yeah.
He was like, what's his name? The Underwater King off the worst of all the Star Wars movies. Yeah, the fucking the Jar Jar Binks, mate.
Yeah.
That guy.
They've run out of characters. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Make a fucking fish thing. I don't know. Whatever. He's underwater.
Some
we
weird
don't really
clam
care.
guy.
No one's going to watch this shit anyway. We're just getting past these boring bits.
They've watched Dr. Zoidberg too much. That.
They've already made movies of the good stuff. This is what we've got left.
Yeah, this is to remind them how good they are. So the thing is, it's just I think
I got badly. So it was. I'll tell you why I remember as well. It's because it was my dad's birthday, so it would have been the 1st of December, and we went out for a meal that night, and it was icy. We were all sat around the table.
Mate, and the thing is, because I know your childhood was so similar to mine, and it's just that ingrained respect and manners and do the right thing is pushed through to all of us poor kids, because we have to be nice to people because we can't buy our way out of it. So it was simple. I got caught shoplifting, and I'd been shoplifting for about a year with my mate, and basically we would take orders. So we'd take orders, whatever people wanted, and I was working, I was doing my paper rounds and stuff, but a little bit of extra folding stuff, all good. But it got to the point where we were challenging ourselves. Can you get the thing behind the till? Can you get this and can you get that?
Can you get the till?
Exactly. So, mate, we were getting so much stuff. Like the first thing we ever got was a classical 4-disc CD set, which if you don't know, a CD is a compact disc that holds music. About this big, like a DVD, but it was in a case this big.
Yeah.
And I'd borrowed my mate's jacket.
With the flipping open, you open it.
Flipped open, yeah. So
Lovely.
we've gone upstairs in HMV. My mate, and HMV...
Which used to be one of those shops that used to sell those CDs that you could buy.
Yeah.
They also used to sell records and sometimes
T-shirts,
cassette
records,
tapes as well.
you name it.
They did sell T-shirts, didn't they, sometimes?
Yeah.
And
it
posters.
just said explicit lyrics on a T-shirt.
Of course.
Or Jack Daniels.
I had that fucking hoodie.
Everyone. It was
Not
literally,
the
they
Jack
were
Daniels
bagged
one,
up.
the explicit lyrics one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if they were a tenner in HMV, there were 3 for a tenner at Donington Market.
There you go.
Same T-shirt. So, because I'd gone into town with my mate, and I'd borrowed his coat, because it was one of them where I'd gone to play, but I forgot to take a load of shit with me. So he was like, I'll borrow my coat. So when we got into town and his mum had left us, he went, that's my Robin jacket. And I was quite innocent at this point. I said, go on. He says, yeah, it's got a big pocket on the inside. And I was like, oh, yeah. So immediately, because I'd been led to this fucking path, took me into HMV, and he just said, lean forward, and he dropped it in my top. Mm-hmm. And we got away with it, which is probably the worst thing that could have happened, because then...
The classical music.
A classical
Why
music,
that?
because it was for his mum for her birthday.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a £45 CD.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah, but in the 90s, it's like we gave her £2,000. It was fucking way suspicious.
Yeah, she knew. She was like, hang
Without
on,
a doubt.
you ain't got folding money.
Yeah, exactly. There was no paper stuff. It was all coins or tokens. So we then went and we got out of HMV, and about 2 weeks later, we went back in and literally walked through, and the security guard saw us both and started walking towards us. And obviously, because we were young and nimble, we fucking legged it. So it carried on for about a year, and we were getting...
What, the run?
The
He
run
chased you for that long?
It was a fucking
Fuck
long run.
me.
It was like Forrest. Imagine that. Where is he? He stood like T1000 coming behind us. So because we'd avoid HMV, I didn't go back into HMV from 12 to 18 when I was with Stace, because she said to me, I just need to go and get 2 friends' videos for a tenner.
Yeah.
Jump in here with me. And I was petrified.
Can't go.
No.
I ain't got my Robin jacket
I'd
on.
had no tattoos. I'd had no Robin jacket, no beard. I still looked 12. So I was like, oh, fuck. Got away with it, luckily. But we got caught stealing pogs.
What you and Stace did?
No, me and Brooke. Yeah, me and Stacey stole other stuff, but that's not a story for now because there's not been enough time between.
Yeah, you know, you've got to leave that time.
Yeah,
that's what my publisher said
That
when I was doing
limit-
my book as well.
Yeah, that's too new.
You're going to need another 5 years for it.
Yeah, exactly. So we got caught. We were robbing pogs, but my mum was having a double glazing done at home.
Do you think there's someone out in the world whose name is actually Robin Pogs?
Yes, I hope so.
I often think this.
I hope he's in prison for something that I did. Are you robbing pogs? Yes.
That's a malfunction that my brain has.
Yeah.
Sometimes I hear 2 words put together and I'm like, that could be a name. That's probably a name.
Mate, David on PlayStation is one of my closest friends. He is a genius, like the smartest person I know.
Is his name Tony Stark?
I wish.
That'd be cool.
I wish. His name is David. And I don't want to give his full name because he is a professional counsellor and a really good one. That's probably why we're good friends. But when we play on PlayStation on a Friday, he relaxes into just being one of the lads. And the amount of names that he can come up for people with place, because you have to think of a name. So what do you want your name to be? Most of them have gone, so you have to think of a cool name. So he's thought of and given backstories to, because his wife, again, from what you said, his wife was knitting, and she went, oh, my wool's gone all bobbly. And he went, bobbly wool? Oh, Sir Charles Bobbly Wool. And it's like, what the fuck? But we've genuinely, between this group of like 6 lads, there's a whole backstory about Sir Charles Bobbly Wool. His best friend is, because David is a bit more senior than us, not too much, but probably 20 years on us. He was in his car the other day, and he sat down a bit quick, and he trapped one of his little mates that he carries around in a bag between his legs. So Sir Charles Bobbly Wool's best friend is now called Ken Traptanacker. Sorry, have you got a mouthful of water? Mate, this is every Friday.
I chose the wrong time to have a drink then.
Sorry.
Hang on. Traptanacker.
Ken Traptanacker.
Kenneth?
Yes. Well, he had an affair with Sir Charles Bobbly Wool's wife.
Did he?
Oh, mate. It then turned into something a little bit more sordid. But all the names, like literally, you can be playing and you can be absolutely Mongol, just sat there, maybe had a cheeky smoke, maybe had a bit of a drink, and he'll go, substantial ghost. You're like, what? And he sounds like Brian Blessed. So it's like, substantial ghost. And you go, what the fuck? And he's like, perfect name for Xbox. It's like, we've got 9. Please don't keep introducing characters. But honestly...
Or ask him what Robin Pogs' backstory is then when you speak to him on Friday.
I will drop it in a couple of days, yeah.
Robin Pogs. If I see Robin Pogs pop up on my PlayStation later, I'm like, I know who that is.
I know exactly who that is. Yeah, I need to know more about Sir Charles Bobbly Wool.
So Robin Pogs.
It was more the disappointment that I'd put on my mum, but not so much on my dad. Because for the year that I was robbing pogs, it was only because...
you were Robin Pogs?
Yes.
Okay, it makes sense.
They weren't even...
An alter ego.
They weren't even real pogs, they were Power Ranger pogs.
Oh, that's...
So, me and my friend, we went into Derby, and anyone that knows it, where Virgin Megastore used to be, there used to be an early learning opposite there. So we'd gone in and asked for a bag, because shopkeepers weren't as suspicious then, so they give you, and we'd always go to a good shop that's got a decent, thick, can't see through, it's not like a Happy Shopper blue and white stripe. This is a thick bag.
Like a Virgin Megastore bag.
Exactly. So we'd go and
That's
get one
why
of
they
them.
went out of business.
And all we'd ask for...
Spent too much money on bags.
Yeah. So I'd ask them, can I have a bag, please, with good handles? Then we went round the corner to Woolworths, another one which has gone bankrupt, not just because of my robbing, but we went in and just started handballing pogs into this thing.
Woolworths went out of business because of pick and mix.
Yeah.
Because it's like stuck in the fridge at the gym.
Mate.
If I put C4 in the gym at the fridge, we don't sell any of them.
No.
Because they're bathing the shit. I don't know where it goes. Gone.
Mate.
Yeah.
That's why I can't buy cans at home. You know, canned drinks?
Yeah.
I don't know if this was the same for you. It's a slightly different tangent. Growing up, we never had cans. We good?
Yeah, good.
We never had cans of
It's
drink.
been altered. Just go on. Never had... No, of course not.
You
You'd
had
have
a bottle
Yeah.
that you would give yourself, you'd pour a drink. Because if a bottle of Coke at the time was, I don't know, £1, 6 cans was like £3.
Yeah.
And fucking hell, volume.
Of course.
Exactly. So now, even now, at 40 and I'm earning my own money, if I would buy a crate of Coke for me, because I drink mainly juice or water, but if I have the odd splurge, I like to have a proper red Coke, normal, just a full-on Coke, yeah. So I hide them under the kitchen in the extension. I hide them under the thing. And Stace found them the other day. She went, why are you hiding these? I was like, well, they're just...
So you don't have any?
So you don't have any, and the kids don't have any. And then the minute they got found, the ones that had been there for like 3 weeks...
Gone.
And it's just... I thought it'd be the same for you, but we just... It was never a thing.
Yeah, I honestly never really drank fizzy drinks. Never liked them.
No.
My mum used to love proper red Coke, though.
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
I only ever used to crave Coke when I was weight cutting, when I was sitting in a sauna.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but like Saturday morning football, when my dad used to play football on Saturdays, like we'd always be at a pub or a fucking workman's club or something.
Welfare.
And they'd have proper syrupy Coke.
Glass bottle.
Like a glass of Coke. No, not even a glass bottle. Like a glass where they've mixed the syrup and the soda water. Yeah. And it was like sometimes a bit too sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Like,
inject that shit into me.
I've sat in a sauna with some fucking UFC superstars, and all I'm thinking about, I don't even want to talk to you. I just really fucking want a glass of pub Coke.
Yeah.
Honestly, and it's the only time I ever
Through a
wanted
straw
it.
that was that
Oh,
thin,
of
so all you
course.
got was bubbles.
Yeah.
See, I never understood that. Like my mum's side of the family, because when my mum remarried, my stepdad was a drinker. My dad's teetotal. So as much as he didn't care about the shoplifting, because the week before we'd been robbing stuff from a camping show, incidentally, I just literally ran to a stand, got a pair of shades and said, hey, Dad, look at these. And he was like, well, they're yours now. He's a bit of a toe rag, but he's good in so many ways. So I can discount that. So when I got caught shoplifting the week after, he went, that's my fault. I didn't let him know I've been doing it for a year and I'm really good at it. And the other thing that fucked me off was the policeman. When he called my mum in, he sat me down. He said, we can tell you've never done it before. And part of the pride in me was like, fuck you. You know, you've got a warrant out for all these shops. I'm your guy. But I didn't.
That's what they tried to do. They tried to smoke you out. You were too smart
I was
for
way
it.
too smart. But the disappointment came when my mum drove me home because she had people doing the double glazing and she'd told them. And I was kind of...
So the double glazers knew you were a shop thief.
Yeah, and she did that thing where she's not mad, she's just disappointed. So I got shunned.
Of course.
So
was you walking in with the guys up ladders, fitting windows, just...
They took their list back of what they'd given me before I left. Can you get me some pogs?
You see, now, as you said, we had very similar childhoods and growing ups. I think I was probably on the other side of that economical equation, though. Because I used to go to a guy when I went to college in Nottingham.
Yeah.
I used to go and see a guy. I never knew what his name was. I just knew where he had this like temporarily rented shop in the arcade, and he was a proper well, back in the day we'd have called them grebos, like guys that went to like navigation, like old rockers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like blue denim jacket, cut off, blue denim jeans, like proper faded band t-shirts.
Losing long hair.
Of course, but clinging on for fucking dear life.
From here.
Yeah.
Like a 5-head.
Well, I'd never knew this guy's name. His shop never had a thing on the front. It was never a particular pattern of what he would sell in there. Some stuff was just on the floor. But if I wanted CDs, which I didn't want to pay full price for, he would always be able to find them at a discount.
Yeah.
So I'd go to him and give him a list and go the week after, and he'd have these things for me. Sometimes when I was opening them, I did realise that they had HMV and Virgin Megastore packaging
Security.
on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I used to call him Man About a Dog. So,
there you go.
so if I was walking out of college midday and someone was like, "Where are you going?" I'm just going to see a man about a dog.
Increase my music
And
collection.
that was what I called him. And eventually, I was taking fucking businesses away. My mates were going there as well.
They're the best.
I think I was probably partly responsible for the end of Virgin Megastore, along with you. I think,
mate.
you
I
know?
think the thing is,
But he has got fucking islands and trains and planes and shit, so he's doing all right.
This is
and
it.
I've only got probably 200 CDs. It wasn't that much.
Well, you look at,
You know?
mate, this is the terrifying thing, because you look at the evolution of anything, right? And even if you look at mobile phones. Mm-hmm. So initially, you would put, when Pay As You Go came out, they must have been rubbing their fucking hands like wano, because you'd put a $5 on your phone.
Fucking, I remember doing that.
You'd text one person, and then like if you used to ring someone and you'd get their answer phone message, that was classed as one of your minutes.
Oh,
so even if it went, hello, you're through to whatever, you'd lose a minute. So, I mean, the girls now have got a phone with a contract which is unlimited, everything in the world, £8. And you're like, how the fuck did we have a Nokia 402 and we'd put a £50 card on it every week?
Right.
You imagine the money they were making.
And you had to walk to a shop to buy a fucking card.
Yeah,
that had
to scratch off to then punch in.
What the fuck?
And then you had to find a magazine, and the back page was full of screensavers of Chinese dragons, samurai swords, South Park. Can you remember them? Mum, can I text this number? That was a fucking no-go. Can't have canned drinks. You're fucking mad. Can't have a catalogue. Can't text a number. Can't ring fucking Games Master.
No.
So everything was always really like bolted down. So whenever we found anything to either make money or cheap, like I can remember CD burners coming in. Not even a DVD burner. Like the first time you could have a CD.
That was a business back at school.
So I did.
That was a full course you did.
That's all I did.
And I bet the CD burner was fucking robbed. Traded.
Yes.
Traded for something that was robbed.
Yeah.
Started
definitely.
off with a packet of bubble gum.
All started off with a paper
Green
clip.
Wrigley's spearmint.
Yeah.
One missing.
Only two missing. Yeah.
Traded-
or the joke one that
traded
snapped
it for-
on your finger.
Traded it for 3 Marlboro Reds.
Yeah.
That turned into a pack of shoelaces,
This is all true.
which then became a snake bite.
Yeah.
Pint of snake bite because he needed shoelaces. He
Yeah.
had to walk home.
Yeah.
You know, so you shared a snake
bite and old shape 50p.
There you go.
It's got some weight to it. You can do some. Honestly, but like the thing that
Are
we
those
had.
ladders in the shot? Can you see them fucking ladders in the background? No. Oh, that's a shame. Now you all know there are ladders in the background. I bet you can't see our YouTube
Can you see our YouTube award?
there.
It's wonderful.
I just put it back. Oh, you can you? Yeah. Oh,
We're subtle about
that's
these
good,
things.
that's good.
But the when we got something like that, and it could be anything. Like I'm not proud to admit it, but the Craig David Born to Do It album. Hey, we copied that.
Craig David.
Rito, Craig David here with Akkaz.
Fucking Keith Lemon ruined him.
Didn't he?
Ruined him.
And-
like Team America ruined Matt Damon.
Oh.
Ruined him.
Have you ever seen the
be
interview
able
with
to
Craig
sue for
David?
damages.
Genuinely, 'cause most people can laugh at themselves, especially Brits. It's something that you have to be able to laugh at yourself.
We have to.
Otherwise, you fucked it
We're all
because it's
funny
cold,
looking.
miserable. You got yellow teeth. It's not going to get better. Simple as, right? Craig David, like 10 years after the fact, was on a talk show, and he with his nan with a piss bag. He was on a talk show and he couldn't let it go. It was like someone mentioned Keith Lemon. He was like, he ran the wheels off that, didn't he? But really went hard and deep.
really?
And it was this scar tissue was definitely, it was like
a breakdown.
kitty crying. But we copied that, and because I was at Thornton's, you literally just had work mums that you were like, hey, does your kid like music? Yep, want to buy a disc? £5. And that was it. But the best racket we had was Star Wars Episode 1. Bear in mind, no one knew it was shit. So we had a VHS tape. My mate was unemployed, so we had 2 video players in his flat. So we would take round
He had 2 video things
recorders. So
because he was unemployed.
no, because we wanted him to sit and just
Okay.
copy
Okay.
Episode 1.
Okay.
So the thing was, it wasn't like burning a CD on a PC that you could just leave it to do it.
No.
Or a duplicator, because you could buy towers.
Needed supervising.
Exactly. So he would sit and play that and record that. But because we were at art college, we had access to all the black sugar paper. Then my friend worked at Another World, which is like Forbidden Planet, and that had all the postcards near all the games and stuff. So we went in. I bought all these postcards. My mate sorted me out with the postcards. I then went to college to get the sugar paper. Because episode 1 was at the time when, what was 98, 99? That was a big time when DVDs were coming out. So a lot of people were just trying to offload VHS. So if you went into the pound shop, you could get like, I don't know, 20 video boxes for £1.
Yep.
You could get 5 or 6 tapes in a pack for £1. So because we could only record it that way, it was perfect to us. And we were selling for £20 a go. But bear in mind, it was a VHS tape, black sugar paper in a white box with a black post. Mate, they were choice. So we did that. But then the bubble burst because then we ran out of, everyone saw it and thought it was shit and no one wanted to buy it anymore. So, but my mate sat in his flat for days, and he's like, I fucking hate this film. That prick, Jar Jar Binks. He's like, that fucking
Because he
idiot.
had to fucking watch it
He'd
every
watched
time.
it probably 65 times.
Oh, man.
But I think a lot
At least he made a tenner, though.
don't say that. We didn't make that much. He made 4 cans of Carlin for every 10 tapes and he was happy with it. He did really well. He got some weed in there as well. He got some resin. But it was the fact that I was in a factory, I could literally go up to someone and say, can you get me 200 Marlboro Reds? And he'd be like, what, now? But like, well, yeah, next break. He's like, yeah, no worries. And I used to go home and I'd have like bottles of Blue Nun and cigarettes and tobacco and literally anything. You could have asked someone for a photo of a fucking badger using a fishing rod, sat on a gnome's head, eating a fucking Jaffa cake. And they'd be like, yeah, I've got 2. Do you want black and white or colour? It was everywhere. Whereas now, there's nowhere near as much hooky shit.
No.
Because everything's throwaway. It's like car stereos. People don't take the front off or do anything because it's just, well, it was there when I got it. I'll just leave it as it is.
It's just such a weird concept. People had little cases for them as well.
Yeah, didn't they?
Yeah.
Mate, it used to annoy me because my friend would take his out off the front and put it under his seat. I was like, why are you doing that? He's like, so they think it's gone. I'm like, no, but they know you're fucking lazy. So it wasn't his car. My Uno got smashed. They smashed the window. I took mine in with me. They turned the car upside down looking for the front. I still had to fix the fucking window, which he thought was hilarious until his sat-nav got stolen out of his car. But it's not the point. But he was one of them where everything before was all sought after and all money. I thought about it.
Now the solution to that, you see, I had a solution to this in my first car, which was a Ford Fiesta, a red Ford Fiesta Concorde.
Nice.
What a beast it was.
What reg?
H311 KOP.
90.
Okay.
1990.
It was given to me by one of my my grandma's sisters.
Okay.
Anyway, my solution for that, because that had a tape deck in it.
Yeah.
Do you remember those things? That
With
it was
a wire?
Yeah.
Amazing.
How the fuck did that work?
I don't know.
It was like it plugged into the
Walkman.
headphone socket of a wall or like the Discman. Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't fucking shake
listen
that
to
thing.
that fucker.
But like, how did that work? It was like
I don't know.
a bit of a cable.
It's a headphone
and a tape.
jack.
Yeah.
So the tape was playing while it was sucking the music out of the. Mate, I had a W Reg Volkswagen Polo. So bear in mind, just to give you a bit of context, W Reg was 2000. I know that's 20 years ago, but cassettes stopped in 1989. Right?
They're coming back though.
Yeah. So there's some vintage bits out there, but they
Baggy trousers as well. They're coming back, aren't they?
Yeah,
Skate
honestly,
shoes, baggy
90s,
trousers.
90s is on its way back. You're going to
You
see.
got laughed at walking down the. He walked into Costa the other day with skinny jeans on. They laughed him out of the Costa.
Them
They
bastards.
laughed him out of the
And
Costa.
what were they sat there with their trousers rolled up with
Baggy
white socks?
trousers rolled up.
I can't believe you haven't burst into baggy trousers. We can have that in the background.
Fucking brilliant.
Just showing
song.
your tattoo, just
my favourite
animated.
band ever. My favourite band
Mate,
ever.
they
madness.
are very
Yeah.
happy. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, the cassette thing. In a 2000 car, it had a cassette tape.
Why would they
a
do
cassette
that?
deck. And I'm like, bro, this car wouldn't even know what a fucking cassette is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I think we saw them after that, 2004 to, we had do we have a Passat? That was about 2005 cassette. And I'm thinking, who the fuck is signing off this?
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
No.
That's like buying a car now and it's got a
Cassette
fucking
CD slot.
player.
Yeah, but it's like mini
With a
discs.
changer in the boot, so you can
Yeah.
have 50 in there.
Multi-change on the journey. You're like, what do you want to listen to? Well, I don't know what's in any of the 10, so you can just press it and it takes 25 minutes to change the fucking order. But it's like mini discs. Mini discs the sound was amazing.
Yeah, they were good. They were
And my cousin paid
just a pain in the ass to fucking burn one
to
of the
do
damn
anything
things.
to you. Because it was Sony, they were just being cocky, weren't they?
Yeah.
But my cousin, he bought a mini disc player for his car. you remember when you used to go into Halfords and there was like 1,000 head units?
Yeah.
And there's like dolphins swimming through them and stupid shit like that, JVC flashing across it. He bought the mini disc one. So if there was like 65 CDs and 10 tape ones, there was one mini disc.
Imagine if you invested in stock in mini disc. You were like, this is going to be the future, this.
It's like phone cards.
This
isn't
is
it?
going to be the future.
Yeah.
And it was like fucking 2 weeks.
But
wasn't
it looked so good.
It was literally, they were around for 2 weeks.
Well, how
I
many-
had one. I've still
Mate,
probably got it somewhere.
They were
fucking laying
wicked.
around.
I got one as part of a trade deal from someone something as part of a. It was part of a group thing. I can't remember what I was swapping him, a BMX or some shit, and he was just trying to up the bill. But I never managed to get another disc. I didn't have the right wire, and there was no eBay or Google or anything to go. Sony mini disc MD 42.79 lead. Oh, Amazon $199 tomorrow. Thanks. None of that shit. I had to trawl around market stalls, and when they realised how desperate I was, they were like, "Oh mate, this is going to be 49 quid." I'm like, the fucking mini disc didn't cost me that. But you had mini disc, laser disc that was meant to be the next big thing, and that failed. The gold laser disc, you remember them?
Yep.
Size of a record. HD instead of Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So you remember there was on the Xbox you could have an add-on that was an HD DVD instead of it being Blu-ray. But it just every time you had to rebuy your collection. Whereas now,
It is easier with it all being accessible online.
well, for £6 a month,
Yeah.
you've got
Have you watched the new Boba Fett yet?
no, because I'm not being drip fed.
You fucking both. Oh, you have, yeah.
Have you?
Oh, hang on, both.
Do we need to?
What do you mean you've watched it today already?
Came out midnight last night.
So fucking, he's on it.
See,
He resisted the first episode,
Yeah.
and I said it was great, and he was like, "I'm not being drip fed." Now he's fucking watched them both.
you've let me down.
Oh, nice.
Motherfucker, that's 2 against 1. Well, Stacey's cousin Paul, and he'll be listening to this, the fuckface. he needed to get onto it to watch it. So he was asking the group, anyone got a login, which is what you do, because that's what you do. So by the time I got to answer him, because I was up late, he sent us a video recording of the first 10 seconds of the episode. And you know what happens in that 10 seconds. I'm not going to ruin it for anyone else. But he put that in. I was like, you fucking shitlord. So thanks, Ted. Thanks for that.
So you've not watched it yet, though?
No, I don't want to be drip fed. And it's tricky because we've just
So
started
you're
watching.
just going to wait? You're just going
I've got to. I've got to
How
pretend it
many
don't
episodes
exist.
are there? What?
8.
No, I mean, but how many will there be? How many?
8. Was Mandalorian
They're doing
8?
8, are they? 8. Okay, so you've only got
It's
a
not
couple
too
of months
bad.
to wait.
I've got other shit. I've got enough shit stacked up.
You've
that I
watched all
can
the
ignore it.
Mandalorian, right?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the majority of Libby's stuff for Christmas was Grogu.
Was it?
She's got a squishy head, a stress ball. She's got a little cup you can't drink out of because it's got massive fucking batwing ears.
He's got the same one.
You try drinking out of it.
No, can't.
Yeah.
I bought her a key ring for her keys.
Yeah, she's got
Can't put it
earrings.
in your pockets.
Yeah.
It stabs you in the fucking leg,
Mate.
but with its tabs.
Even my nieces, they don't know what Star Wars or Mandalorian is, have got all Grogu stuff.
It's weird, isn't it?
Oh, mate, they're
Bit of a
obsessed.
Brandon himself.
He's wicked, yeah.
He'll branch off. He'll do his own thing.
Well, for saying how quiet Yoda was for all them years, and how much of like his hardcore fans, you know, Yoda is. People do the impression, but to think that would grab an audience like it did. I mean, my nieces are 9 this year, I think, because Libby's 9, 10 this year, so they'll be 8, nearly 9, and they got a tattoo kit for Christmas, standard, and it says Yoda
Proper one.
with a biro in it.
Oh, okay.
It's like a
I've
prism
seen
one.
them. They're
Yeah,
good.
Yeah. Well,
they're good. They're
one
good.
of them wrote on their arm, "Baby Yoda Power Force."
Right.
So I don't know if they're just working out like different tangents to work, but how that grabs 2 kids that I know that have got no idea what any of it is, but are obsessed with it.
Yeah.
They love it.
That's crazy.
They're fucking all over it. But I watched all of Mandalorian.
He's the Jake Paul of the Star Wars brand.
Yes.
There you go. Grogu is the Jake Paul of Star Wars.
No, I would give Grogu a bit more props.
Would you?
Yeah.
What, for holding off the fucking horn beast?
Yes. How cool
Jake
is
Paul
that?
couldn't do it. Although he did knock out Tyron Woodley. So, I mean, one's real, one's not.
That went quite quick, didn't it?
It did. Well, I've not watched it yet. I just watched the finish. And all of the animations of him getting frozen and smashed and having his soul punched out to the fucking thing.
I think
Yeah. I feel bad for him, genuinely. I mean, he just bit on a really good feint. And I can't imagine Jake Paul's got a massively deep game of feints and, you know, like he's not fucking Lomachenko.
No.
Like, that was a pretty obvious feint, and Woodley just bit really hard on it. He just...
I think it's one of them things where you know you are better and you should win.
Yeah.
It's a bit like The Ultimate Fighter, and we're going to talk a bit about fighting now. Imagine that.
Yeah, why not?
Got
Why
some
not?
shit for it last time, fuckers. So, if you remember season 3 of The Ultimate Fighter, it's Bisping season. So it's Ken Shamrock against
Ross Poynton.
Yes, Ross Poynton and Michael Bisping when he's proper English and that, mate. And he had to have subtitles.
Yeah, full airy chest.
Yeah. Crew cut. I like camo my shorts, but only half. All right, Mike, chill out. So you had Ken Shamrock against Tito.
Yeah.
They were the coaches.
Yeah.
One of the contestants was Matt Hamill.
Yes.
If you remember, who obviously has got a win against John Jones, not a DQ, even though it was a downward elbow. Either way, Matt Hamill was a solid dude.
Yeah.
Fucking rock hard and strong as a bull.
No, it's a win by DQ.
A win by DQ, sorry, yeah. So it wasn't, So it was just...
Took me a minute for that to filter back into my brain.
So it was a DQ, but it was a win by DQ, not just DQ.
Jones was in mount, landing downward elbows.
Yeah, and they were...
They were coming straight down. The annoying thing is, if he'd have put them at fucking 11 or 1 and added a little angle change
Umlaut.
to them, it wouldn't have been...
Anything.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, weird rule.
The coaches know that they are the coaches. They've had tenure, they've been there, they've done it. They should always win. Always, 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 because they're the older guys. Mm-hmm. They're the fucking forerunners. So when Hamill fought Tito and won, that was against the script.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
And it's a bit similar to Tyron and Jake Paul, because Tyron's has got the in-ring experience. He had the aggression. He had the skills in all this.
It was a bit like Rashad knocking out Liddell.
It shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Because that's wrong against all. Like, you came afterwards. That doesn't work that way. Do you know what I mean? GSP and Matt Hughes. It's like, and it wasn't even a changing of the guard with Jake Paul and with Jake Paul and Tyron. It was more. Tyron knew that he didn't pull the trigger.
It was the dropping of the guard.
It was dropping of this guard. Nice. You take that all day. I'll make a t-shirt. But it kind of shouldn't have happened. But then when you start analysing it, and I don't mean analyse it like, Jake Paul gave him I'm going to knock you out harder than you've ever been knocked out in your life because I'm twice your size.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Try and stop yourself falling with your lips.
Yeah. Mate.
Like, no one's going to fucking do that. It was such a stupid thing to fucking say.
But because...
Like, and the other thing as well is if you flip it and go the opposite way, you can tell when someone's faking.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What was her name? That Brazilian fighter, the Luana... Is it Pinejo? I can't remember.
You're very close to another word that I can't say because I think he's swearing.
But she got upkicked. Was it by Randa Marcos? I'm sure it is Luana Pinejo. I'm sure she got upkicked by Randa Marcos and looked at the referee and put her hands down before she fell on her side and pretended to be
Got
unconscious.
some birds just to fly around
look
her
at
head.
the way someone falls. Like, imagine trying to just fall flat and keep your hands by your side all the way down.
Mate.
You're not going to fucking do it.
We all did it as kids. You did it on the bed and you can't do it.
That's why the Del Boy scene, when he falls through the bar
Gold.
in Only Fools and Horses, is
You
one
don't
of the
see
best.
the bottom half.
You don't see it. But
Exactly.
he's falling onto a mat. But it's even more difficult to do still.
Yeah.
If you're just trying to fucking... Like, it's yeah.
Well, actors struggle with it when they know there's going to be an explosion. Like, my friend at school was in The Bill because her dad was part of the cast.
Yeah.
And she said she had to run away. I think they'd been kidnapped and she had to run across a road and they had to do like 50 takes because of the 4 kids. All of them would anticipate the explosion. So before it had gone off, they'd start running, know they get to the white line, they'd be like, and then it'd bang.
Yeah.
So they'd review the tape. They go, you can't react to an explosion before it's been an explosion. We shouldn't have told you.
No.
Fucking idiots. But it's when even like Josh Koscheck and Paul Daly.
Yeah.
There's a fucking video, man.
Yeah.
Like, you see that knee that just sailed past your lips? Oh yeah, didn't touch you. It's like, well, it was the presence of the knee.
Yeah. What was the other one that Koscheck did? Was it the eye poke with
eye poke.
Anthony Johnson?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He did a lot of shady shit. And back in the day of doing it in a working man's club,
Yeah.
you're all right. When there's
can't get away
1,000
with it.
cameras and every person
Every
watching
angle.
can have every angle.
Yeah.
So the thing I think with the Jake Paul thing that gets more and more evident is, other than the fact that he's a young dude, he may or may not be juicing, he's got a lot of momentum behind him and he's basically fighting smaller guys.
Did you see the video that he put out in response to Dana So that Dana and him have been going back and forth.
He was saying that he would quit boxing altogether if Dana gave half the revenue of the UFC, of which this year was at $1 billion or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But he had a load of things lined out.
Yeah, it was like Dana wanted to drug test. Dana agreed to be drug tested as long as he could drug test Jake Paul. And there was a whole bunch of stuff back and forth. But like Jake Paul put this video out where he's standing there and he's like, oh, look, I'm like fat. And he's just kind of like hanging his arms and he just looks fucking completely out of shape. But I don't know. I mean, I think he's playing a very, very clever game, and I think he's picked his opponents very well. And I feel disappointed for Tyron because I think it's a fight that he should have won. And I think 5-6 years ago he would have won that fight. He just doesn't have that spark
and it
anymore.
Goes. Yeah. It does go.
Of course it does.
And it's not always chin. It's even when you look at Mike Perry and there's that famous clip of him.
That punch would have knocked out anybody of middleweight or below. Mate. I would say because it was just. I mean, that's what the feint was about. You know, like, that's why he kind of postured like that because he was trying to get Tyron to block a shot to the body.
Yeah,
and then he just fucking. I actually think what he expected to happen because if you watch the feint that he used before, Tyron does this. Okay. He goes with the opposite side. So then when Jake Paul feints the second time to throw the overhand, he actually goes the opposite way.
Yeah.
And I think Jake was planning on hitting him with the guard up on this side and just expecting to be able to hit him through or around the guard. So when Tyron actually went the opposite way with the opposite hand, it was just a gift.
Yeah.
And it was right on the fucking temple. And you can't fall like that and pretend. It was just one of them things. You got caught clean. But
you've still got to. The fact that Jake Paul is younger and an athlete and he's having a go. I mean,
and he's a big kid as well. I mean, he's what, 6'2", 6'3",
that's the only
200
thing.
pounds.
I'd like to see him with someone just a little bit bigger. Yeah. And I'm not saying I want to see him lose because I've got nothing but respect for the fact that he's having a go. And I think if Dana was actually true to himself, he's fucking smooth. That was bang on.
I'd still like to see him fight Tommy Fury.
I'd love to see it.
I think that would be a legitimately difficult fight for both of them.
And
they're both young. They've both got
there's a lot to lose.
There's a lot to lose for Tommy Fury, which is why I don't think he'll do it.
We will call you Tommy Smith from now on. But if you look at Dana, like normally we have UFC New Year's Eve. So it's normally on, say, the 29th. We haven't had anything for weeks.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Jake Paul flapping his gums, there kind of wouldn't be any news. There wouldn't be a lot to, like, as much as Conor maybe against Chandler or Ferguson against Chandler or whatever it is, there's not a lot of anything like bubbling. Whereas because Jake has just got Dana by the wrath nerve, and unfortunately, like Dana famously released, was it, I say famously, I can't fucking remember. It was Stephan Bonner from his contract in the UFC to go and beat someone up. Was it Tito in Bellator?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that. So Dana's, he's not daft and he normally gets the job done.
Yeah.
He normally can go, oh, all right, James Toney, boxing and MMA are different. Just come here, I've got something to show you. And he fucks him up in 10 seconds. So he likes to be the kid who's got the ball. And he doesn't mind people playing, but the minute someone else has got a ball and he's got no control over it, it kind of feels a little bit scrambly.
It is a little bit.
So
but the reason, I mean, it feels a little bit scrambly, but this one's even more interesting because of the direction that Jake Paul's taking it. And then, like Dana's called him out and said, this is not, Jake Paul's not behind all this stuff about the money and blah, blah, blah. And then in Dana's video, he pointed out the person that was standing between them at the face-off, who's Jake Paul's manager. So, like... And Dana played him off. He was like, that guy, called him the Warlock, talked about a wart on his face and stuff. His name's Nikisa, right? And Dana was like, oh, he was just an accountant for me. I went to a black tie event at the Natural History Museum in London, sat under a fucking stegosaurus and ate food, and he was there to be awarded something for the deal that he'd done for the IMG sale.
Wow.
Like, it wasn't like he was the CFO. It wasn't like he was an accountant.
Yeah, they didn't introduce him as Wartface.
No, the Warlock. So he knows the fucking ins and outs of all of it, which is why Dana's singled him out and gone after him.
That's it.
Like, it's the same as what McGregor was doing with what's his name at the Maymac thing, calling him the Weasel.
Yeah.
Like, every time people look at him now, he's the Weasel.
Yeah.
Like, Dana's trying to do the same thing. He's the Warlock. But in actuality, he was highly respected and celebrated, especially by the Fertitas.
Yeah.
And he knows a lot about the inner workings of the UFC. So the fact that he's now in Jake Paul's ear and he's kind of steering this a little bit,
That's gold.
It makes things even more interesting.
And I always think people get way more defensive when something's true.
Yeah.
So, you know, like the whole fighter pay, I understand tiers, I understand profit, I understand all the different bits. But I also understand that rich generally stay rich. And they bring friends in to make sure that there's a loophole to keep them rich. And they always like to feel like, oh, yeah, we gave her a 50 grand bonus.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, out of 8 million,
Yeah.
that's a bit of a, like, they're going to die 10 years sooner. And I'm not saying it's all about health or it's all about this or that, but because he's got this bit between his teeth and Dana's reacted, it could have been anything. It could have he could have questioned his masculinity. He could have mentioned his shoe size. He could have said, oh, you can't jump off a rock, you fucking pussy. Whatever it was. But because this is true, to a degree, whichever part you think that they maybe needed to be paid a bit more, a bit less, or Dana should have less, whatever it is, there's an element of truth within that argument at the moment that the minute that Jake's got that, and he's just an aggravating prick.
Yeah.
I'm an aggravating prick. Like, you ask any of my family at any family gathering, if there's someone that needs to be told something or brought up or shown up, I get my little message. Make him feel a prick because he upset me the other day. Fucking leave it with me. I will do it discreetly. But it gets them the fucking hackles up and they're angry.
And there's nothing to stop Jake Paul doing it.
No.
Because he's got no reason to. He's
not on a
relies
contract.
on nobody.
Doesn't need his money. Doesn't need fuck all.
I tell you what. I tell you a podcast I would like to listen to would be Jake Paul and Chael Sonnen.
Yes.
I think those two having a conversation would be fascinating because, you know, Chael's going to be able to dig a bit into his character because he's going to understand his character, and Chael's very good with words as well. He's very.
But if they had to be honest
his
as well.
trash talking, yeah, of course, yeah. But I think they're both level enough and comfortable enough in themselves to just. I think that'd be a really interesting conversation.
They're not tied in, are they?
No. Well,
So-
Chael kind of does whatever he wants. He's carved out a very interesting little niche for himself.
Well, he did that well because he went from the UFC being one of the biggest draws after being really a no mark.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, impressive.
Well, I mean, he
had wins.
He was like, what was the thing that was always surprising about Chael is that he was always a tough fight for everybody in the division. He was always a contender, but he
didn't make any noise.
He didn't make any noise.
No.
And then as soon as he started making some noise,
Incredible.
And it was brilliant.
I think I watched every
He is
video.
the champion, but I am the best. It's one of the best lines that's ever been said, in my opinion.
But even on the mic, Anderson Silva, you absolutely suck. And obviously the story of him with his wheelbarrow and moving rocks and all the rest of it, and that brought you to him to think he just wants to make his dad proud.
Yeah.
So this whole charade is to make his dad proud, which is kind of heartwarming. And obviously all the struggles that he's been through, he's aired them all. He's voiced everything. Apart, obviously, he's lost a child, which I don't ever care to comprehend. It's heartbreaking. I don't care to comprehend. I don't ever want to comprehend. But he's been through all this, and he's shared it. So all the other shit he's saying is pretty close.
Yeah.
So when he literally shot that double leg on Anderson and dominated him for 22 minutes, 23 minutes. He backed everything up. He didn't need the win.
Yeah, I still feel weird about that fight.
No, because he popped, didn't he? He popped.
Yeah,
Was it 2 months afterwards?
I know. I don't know. There's something fucking odd around that fight. I don't really talk about it much because people will be upset about it. But there were just a few things that were said in the build up to the fight. It makes me feel like the intention was the rematch, not the first fight.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe.
You know,
maybe.
they filmed a documentary with Anderson Silva in the lead up to that fight, and Anderson is one of my favorite martial artists of all time. You know, that has to go. You know, first and foremost. But I can't remember what the documentary was called. It was something about Spider something.
The Anderson Silva one.
Yeah, but it wasn't the more recent one. It was one that they filmed in the build up to that first fight against Chael, and he said he was going to triangle him. And Anderson's not. I mean, he's not much off his back. You know, the last time he was on his back that I remember, he was up kicking Yushin Okami and Rumble on the Rock and getting disqualified.
Yeah.
You know, he's not much for fighting off his back. And it was just such a, I don't know. It was such
Too
an
many
odd,
things fit
odd
too many
prediction
places.
to make. And then Chael being able to play on it so well and having so many lines ready to go. And I don't know. I hate to think it, but I've kind of distanced myself from that fight a little bit.
Yeah, I suppose because not being an analyst, I mean, I'm obsessed and I'm an addict and this is my entire everything. Like the fight world of MMA has been something that's consumed me forever. So it never, because I took it for what it was at the time, because it was quite a while ago as well now, it was more for me the emergence of Chael Sonnen.
Yeah.
And for what came out to what went in. And like you say, he was a tough guy. He beat some big names. He got there and he only just started making a noise. So I kind of can't help but love him. I mean, especially after this Christmas when he beat 5 guys up because one of them had a word with this missing.
Yeah.
Nailed five dudes in one night. Amazing. So when he got released, wasn't it under like bad time? Like he basically got signed, or they got offered to sign with the UFC, decent contract, and he was like, now I'm going Bellator. Yeah. Bounced, went to Bellator, and then was it the ESPN thing that pulled him back in? It must be the worst thing though, when Dana's like, right, when he got a meeting with the ESPN, and Chael sat there like, all right, mate.
Yeah.
All good?
But he's like, similar but not the same. Dustin Poirier went from being a very angry, emotional fighter, everything's about fighting, to being, no, this is a business.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing for a job. This is how I make money. I'm going to be a lot smarter.
Yeah.
And even though his fights were still kind of wild, you could tell that
they weren't the same knockout.
Same with
drag
Justin
them out.
Gaethje, right?
Yeah.
After he suffered those 2 losses, he was like, okay, hang on a minute, let me reassess here.
Yeah.
I feel that Chael Sonnen went through that process,
Yes.
and it might have been before he fought Anderson Silva.
Okay.
Like, I feel like he's watched the sport and he's had his ups and downs and he's struggled and he's fought hard for what he got, and he realised that he may have invested a lot of time in something that wasn't going to get him where he wanted to be. So then he was like, he had this kind of gut check realisation where he's like, okay, motherfuckers, all right, I'll play this as a game then.
You want this.
Yeah.
But that's fascinating because all the early UFCs, I mean, the thing that got me into it, and I know I've said this before, I was a massive wrestling fan as a kid. Huge. Everything 80s, 90s wrestling, I was all about it. But it was the pantomime. It was the noise and the storylines
of it. Yeah. See, I think he understands that
exactly,
as well as having that experience in politics.
Yes. Oh, mate. Well, he was going to run for whatever he was going to run for, governor or whatever it was. But for me, I had the theatre of wrestling and the reality of boxing. And boxing for a while, I mean, there was Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank, amazing. But it wasn't all the time.
No.
There were bits. There was Bruno a bit. Then I got some Prince Nassim. So I had people that I could attach to, but it wasn't a week in, week out like wrestling was. Whereas...
See, that's the thing with wrestling, is it's consistent.
It's always there.
You can't have that same consistency with combat sports unless you're following the whole sport.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with the UFC, because of the way that obviously they had Lion's Den or whichever group it was, there was always a little bit of animosity. So if you had someone, because bear in mind, when it came to the UK, there was a lot of Ultimate Knockouts or Bravo's Wildest Moments or whatever it was on budget TV. So you got to know someone like Cabbage or like Wes Sims or like these people who are outspoken. Yeah. They didn't particularly look like they were going to be
fucking
a
Cabbage
murderer.
Was good to watch.
Fuck me.
Yeah, he was good to watch.
But you had the theatre of wrestling, but it was the reality of boxing where someone's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And if it was a boring fight, which we've had boring fights in the past, it's normally the maximum of 15 minutes. So, and you always get 3 stand-ups in that, so you never know. It might be quicker. But boxing, if you had a boring match, it was 12 rounds. So there was a lot to sit through, and it was always at midnight, 1 o'clock. Whereas for me, once Chael linked onto that pantomime, I mean, obviously Connor's taken it and ran with it even harder. And I suppose the main thing was he did what he said. Because we've had a lot of people that said, I'm the next fucking man, and then got chinned. Whereas he sort of did the Mystic Mac thing. And it's just fascinating how when you look at someone like Connor, has he won a fight? What was the last fight he won? Cowboy. Yeah. Can we count that? I mean, it was...
Yeah.
Cowboy's nerves and Connor hit him in the face with an elbow. Oh, his shoulder. It wasn't... It wasn't...
The setup for the kick was beautiful.
Yeah. Like especially for saying that's Cowboy's move.
Yeah. I broke it down on one of the recent... either one of the last Inside the Octagons or one of the breakdown shows for the Poirier fights. And McGregor's standing there in front of it, and you can see from over Cowboy's shoulder, you can see that cameraman's perspective, and you just see that McGregor he kind of postures like
chest out.
Everything is just like it's like he's got control of all of it, and he just kind of goes, and closed his left hand. And as soon as he closed his left hand, Cowboy like reaches to move away from it, and he just literally goes clench, head kick.
Clink.
Fucking beautiful.
And there's no denying it. There's when he's in that zone.
Yeah.
It's like on a video game when you've got an immunity power up. Do you know what I mean? He just seems so transfixed, and you can almost see the disappointment. I don't think he's not training for Poirier, and I don't think he's overlooking him. It's just Poirier is riding twice as hard just because he knows he's against a fucking shark. And sometimes, if you know that's what's coming, you can train for that. And I think that's what tripped Tyron up a bit against the Jake Paul too, because he went, "Oh yeah, no, I can do it again.
Yeah,
I'm ready." There's a lot of mental elements. There's a lot of shit that goes into it. And
I don't think Tyron had at all anticipated that Jake Paul might be able to knock him out.
No.
I don't think. I think especially because he didn't really take any big shots in the first fight,
and he hadn't really done it to anyone else. No. It's not like it, as much as the Ben Askren thing. It wasn't necessarily.
Yeah, but Ben Askren was laughing as he was walking backstage.
Of course he was, because he knows he's got a fucking fat check in his bank. And
what do you reckon to Nunes losing the belt?
I was not surprised because I was not surprised, motherfucker. I was impressed because you've got Nunes, who is just, you can't work it out. And it wasn't, there was so many elements. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't luck. It was absolute played out. So the fact that she managed to get some shots in and keep hitting her when Nunes is tired. So was it Joe? Whoever was losing their mind about the fact that she's getting tired. If someone is that much of an assassin and is getting tired, they're still dangerous. But to be able to hit them as much as they did, oh, mate,
do you think she wins the rematch?
No. You
think Nunes gets the belt back?
I do.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you this. Who's entering 2022 as a champ and who's going to leave as a champ? Any of these people are going to lose their belt? And if they do you think they regain it?
Okay. Jamie, get the rankings up.
Let's
have a look
full
through
fight news.
Wasn't it, eh?
Yeah.
We actually, did you see the rankings video that I put up the other day?
I started to watch it.
2022 preview. I tell you what it was. I started to research for a couple of smaller videos I was doing. Oh, here we go. I was starting to research for a couple of smaller videos I was doing, and I ended up with 6 pages of notes. So I'm shit. Okay, well, this is a bit more of a show. I'm going to start doing a weekly show, like a midweek show, just to kind of go rankings update, matchups, whatever's going on, and just kind of do it a bit more
nice
chill.
roundup.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So who will be champion? I think flyweight's going to move around a bit. I think you've got Moreno, Figueiredo, Askarov, and Pantoja that could all change that belt amongst themselves.
So do you reckon Moreno defends?
I think Moreno might lose the belt but win it back.
Okay.
And I think Figueiredo is probably going to move up to bantamweight if he loses this time around to Moreno.
Okay. Or loses the rematch when he loses it the second time.
Okay, here's a prediction for you then. So Figueiredo is going to beat Moreno this next time around.
And then Figueiredo against
Pantoja.
Okay.
But he's going to miss weight and relinquish the belt, and then the belt will be vacant because he'll still beat Pantoja. So because he'll beat Pantoja.
But then he'll move, and then Moreno, Pantoja.
Or Askarov maybe is in there.
You heard that here first.
I think...
Who's next?
Bantamweight. Well, Sterling's the current champ. Peter Yan's the interim. I think Peter Yan's probably going to be the champion by the end of the year, although I do think Corey Sandhagen's probably going to be number 1 contender.
What about Dillashaw?
Yeah, I just don't know. I'm not massively sold on him right now.
So I'd be interested.
I need to see him fight again. I mean, I know he's probably going to get a title shot next, but it don't really make sense to me.
But what you're saying is you don't think Aljo is going to leave this year the champ?
No.
Or his next fight?
No.
Okay, me neither.
I could see Max Holloway getting his belt back.
Yeah.
For Volkanovski. Fucking lightweight's a shark tank, isn't it?
Volkanovski's he's just a dog.
Yeah, he is.
The thing is, look what he went through with Ortega.
Yeah.
Mate, he escaped. He put his stamp on shit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think Volk... I don't know if Volk and Max might have a couple of insane wars over the next year that are blockbusters.
Yeah.
But I think Volk, I don't know, I might see him walk out 2023. Yeah, maybe.
It wouldn't surprise me, but I feel like Max's last last couple of performances have been just far more impressive than anything I'd seen before from him.
Especially Qatar.
Yeah,
insane.
Yeah, unreal. Lightweight could move around a bit. I could very much see Charles Oliveira being the champion by the end of the year, though. I think it's going to be the year after when you get the likes of Gamrot and Fiziev and Gillespie on the way up to the top. Like, if you look underneath Oliveira right now, Poirier's already beaten. I don't think Dariush is going to beat Makhachev, so that might be an option.
Yeah.
But I think currently Oliveira might have just a bit too much for Makhachev in the bookends of the game. I think Makhachev might be able to take him down and control him, but over 25 minutes, it'd be difficult to stay safe against Oliveira for him.
I think Oliveira got big brothered a lot in his early career. Jim Miller, all these other guys, they put him in an uncomfortable place, and obviously it sharpened him to the point where
Jim Miller did the first time around.
The second time
around, he climbed up him and fucking strangled him. But he was a different fighter at featherweight.
This is what I mean. Jim Miller going into it with the confidence of being the big brother, or Oliveira had the knowledge and everything, but he subbed him. Not many people were doing that to Oliveira, and he was touted as the big thing. But I think it surprised me when Poirier lost. I was expecting Poirier to be vintage Poirier, and I was expecting...
I just think he's too good.
I
just think he's too good. And then if you look down the division, the only one to really... I expect Makhachev to beat Dariush. I might be surprised. I do often underestimate Dariush, but I think it's because he's a bit nonchalant.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And he's a bit older as well. So there's times when he gets clipped a few times. He has had those phenomenal finishes where he's like, he's out on his feet. Oh, he's won.
Yeah.
Whereas
I'd imagine him to have a job in like medicine or something.
Yes.
He seems to be very kind of.
If you walk through with a stethoscope around his neck, long white coat, like, boys, I go, oh.
Although I do think that about the lead singer of System of a Down as well. When I met him, I'm like, you seem more like an orthodontist than a heavy metal singer. You know, like he's really real nice guy, very intelligent, very well spoken, very calm, very kind of mellow, like talking people down and everything's going to be fine. And I kind of feel like Dariush would really do that well, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think he's going to have problems with Makhachev. And then you look down after that, and then you've got Chandler and Dos Anjos and Tony Ferguson that are just...
They're lower down.
Chandler maybe, but they're just, they're all kind of winding down.
Chandler's
they're not on the rise.
The Lions,
he has a little bit.
He has been.
He came ready for Lions, though, from Bellator in that record. Dan Hooker's moving to featherweight, isn't he? Conor McGregor's underneath that, and I don't see him taking the belt off Oliveira.
That's what I was about to ask you. If Conor does a Uncle Dana, please can have a title shot, do you think, bear in mind, I'm not talking skill, I'm not talking like the previous wins or anything, the Conor train, the mind games, the fucking mental torture with Oliveira, is there going to be any sort of Jose element in that, or do you see Conor getting anywhere past Oliveira, or do you think he messes with him like a toddler?
I don't think Conor's got the weight of brand anymore in the fight game. I think brand outside the fight game, who he is as Conor McGregor,
like a Jake
for sure.
Paul thing.
But his brand amongst other lightweights. Like, not any one of those people that get a phone call and Conor McGregor's now on the other end of it, they're like, fucking yes.
Yeah.
Like, payday. Because they know what they're dealing with. It's better the devil than you know than the devil you don't.
Yeah.
Like, they know Conor McGregor is the devil. They know what he's very good at. Charles Oliveira is not going to even... Like, all that shit talking is just going to bounce off him. He's going to see Conor McGregor as a flawed fighter, like he's seen in his last couple of fights, and he'll take him apart. I don't think McGregor... I think he'd be better to move up to welterweight and fight Diaz again, or face someone like a Chandler or a... Tony Ferguson, even Gaethje. I know Gaethje's ranked number 1, so that's not going to happen.
I think Tony would be interesting for Conor, because if you were Conor, it's not as... Gaethje or Chandler, they've got a snooker ball in a sock, and they're going to want to take your head off, and they don't really get hurt themselves. I know they've been stopped, but
it's like as you were when you were talking about no, it's gone.
Male fighter.
Yeah, no, we were just talking about it a minute ago, and it's gone.
Ferguson.
No. When we first started talking about Conor and you mentioned the cowboy fight, and you were like, can we, you kind of wrote it off.
Yeah.
The problem with Conor fighting someone like Tony Ferguson is there's the potential for people to do that. Like, that's why Conor needs to fight someone right up at the top, because then if I lose to the number one contender, then he's
still a name.
That's why he's at the top. And fuck it, I'll get him
step
back
into boxing.
Yeah,
do Fast and Furious 25.
It's like he's got to play that brand game and kind of bounce into the fights that are going to make more sense. He doesn't want to get on this ladder and start trying to climb up over these guys because there's some horrible fights there for. Like Dan Hooker would probably be a fucking nightmare for him. Makachev would absolutely be. I think Chandler would be an interesting one. RDA is a winnable fight for him, but not a lot to be gained.
But he has got
Connor's
a historic,
big gambler.
Yeah,
it makes more sense to go straight up at the top. Let's go with Gaethje. I know I can hit him. I've seen him get knocked out. I could replicate that. I don't think he gets anywhere with Charles Oliveira.
So Charles walks out this year. Okay, who's next?
Welterweight, Usman. Can anybody move him? I think we might be looking towards the end of the year. It depends on how quickly they push Chimaev, because he might end up with a title shot with one more win in this division.
It's not a bad idea.
And I couldn't count him out in that fight because I've not seen enough of his game. I've not seen enough of him struggle to feel like Usman's going to really cause him any real problems.
No.
You know what I mean? Like Usman likes to set a steady pace that he can eat away at his opponent at, and his striking's gotten much better.
Yeah.
But then is his striking being much better than Chimaev's is already? And we've not really seen much of it.
No.
I mean, the way he circled Meerschaert up against the fence and stopped him with that clean shot, that shows an ability to understand how to take space away from someone and
calculating the whole
all the time. Yeah. It's just the same as he is when he was grappling, like he was when he was on the leech. Like he's we were talking about it before. His ability to be present in there, you know, to be like, I'm here and I'm fine. I can pick him up. I'm carrying one of the top 15 across the fucking cage, and I'm talking to the commentators, and that's a different mindset.
And he already knows he's going to be finished within minutes. It's not like you think, I've got 15 minutes of this. It's literally, well, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do that. He's big brother in him. And even when you look at Brunson and other people who are, Brunson's in that division, right?
Middleweight Brunson.
Who are we on?
We're on welterweight.
Welterweight. Sorry.
Although Chimaev's kind of drifting.
That's what threw me off.
But like, you put Chimaev in the middleweight division. So in 271, you've got Adesanya against Whittaker in the main event. The co-main event is Jared Cannonier against Derek Brunson. Like, you could drop Chimaev in there,
all five,
and all of a sudden everyone's like, that co-main event's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see Cannonier against Brunson. I think it's a really interesting one. I think Chimaev puts the fear of God in Brunson.
Everyone.
I mean, maybe not so much Cannonier, because Cannonier's got his stones and he's, you know what I mean?
And he was heavyweight.
He was a fucking heavyweight. He punches like a heavyweight. But you know what I mean? Like, that's where, like, Chimaev as a brand amongst other fighters is a different thing.
It's like a mystical thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just this unknown, it's like, you remember on Lost, the smoke that used to come in?
He's the polar bear on the tropical island, isn't he?
He's the polar bear fucking smoking the smell. Like, is that all you got?
Yeah.
Which is, the thing is, because it's not the stereotypical pantomime theatre of American, English, whatever it is, it's just a lot more stoic, quiet. Well, I'm just going to fuck him up.
Yeah.
When I want.
Yeah.
Anything else? I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it is so, like, when I spoke to him in Fight Island, he was just like, yeah, it's just how it is. It was just so matter of fact. Yeah. You believe it. You listen to him and you go, okay. That's why him at 10-0 is got more hype behind him than Sean Brady at 15-0.
Yeah.
Because Sean Brady doesn't do things quite so confidently and cockily.
He's got there,
yeah.
But it's not
as effortless as Chimaev has made it.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so welterweight.
Who you taking? Whittaker? Are you taking Izzy? Is he gonna? Are we? Who was that? That was Usman. You have an Usman.
No, I'm just going back to welterweight. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think Covington's going to take the belt. I don't think Burns can take the belt off Usman. I think Leon can give him a hell of a fight, but I still lean towards Usman. Luque, Bilal Muhammad, Masvidal, we know how that happens. I don't see anybody in that division challenging him until Chimaev gets the opportunity. He's the only one in the division I think can really take the belt off. It's a completely different fight for a minute. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think Sean Brady against Chimaev, that's one of the fights I mentioned on the preview show. Interesting because it's easy to market because they're both undefeated fighters, but I don't think, like, you couldn't put Sean Brady in there against Usman and people would expect him to win.
No.
Even at 15-0. Yeah. But Chimaev, you're like, maybe.
But that's why the Cowboys are always good. Because, it's like when Darren Till had a fight against Cowboy. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Darren Till's from England? Oh, I love a British fighter.
That Cowboy plays at the moment.
But it's awesome. Yeah. We need it across almost everything because like your Masvidal's good for it, or your Gilbert Burns is kind of getting to that point. Even Colby to a degree, because the problem is, it's like when people call Colby out and he's like, "You're not fucking big enough for me." You know, when he's standing across him. No one is not too big for him.
No,
everyone on the roster has earned their place.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Chimaev against Covington would be a hell of a fight, but it would be a rough one for Covington. Unless Chimaev's got a limited gas tank that we haven't yet seen.
That's the thing.
And if you push him to the end of the third round, he starts to look a bit ragged. That's the only thing that we haven't really seen. You know, he's just made it look too easy. Yeah. Like the Hermanson wrestling match was interesting, but you know that went a couple of rounds and,
in his boots and jeans.
Yeah, why not?
I smash. Stop.
So middleweight, Adesanya, Whittaker. Can Whittaker beat Adesanya? Take his belt back?
Unless
I'd like to see it, just because I think a trilogy match would be good there. Because Adesanya stopped him the first time, pretty bad, wasn't it?
Well, it was so calculated. They're like, oh, you did this, I'm going to do that, and it was the way that Rob went down. And obviously, before that, I know there's a load of stuff up in the air, like, oh no, he's taken out both his lungs and given them to his daughter, or he's had all his blood drained out to donate to charity, or some shit. But I think he was just worn out.
The biggest thing was psychologically, he just wasn't. He didn't want to be there. He was like, you know. I remember talking to him before he fought against Till, and he was like, I remember he was like running up sand dunes. He was doing conditioning. He was like, I remember running up this sand dune this one day, and I was like, why am I doing this? I've had enough of it. And he said he just kind of lost momentum, like psychologically. But then he's looked a lot better in his last couple of fights.
Till, he wasn't in any danger at any point, and it was a good fight. It was a really good fight. But he looked like he was touching his foot on his calf, just back to normal, a bit more flowy. Yeah. And I don't know if it is always money or whatever, because obviously everyone's trying to do something to achieve. Yeah. And I'm not saying to be greedy, but to survive.
Well, if you look at the last circumstance when Whittaker went in against Adesanya, first of all, he's come off 2 wars with Yoel Romero, which decimated one of his legs. Yeah. Second of all, he's fighting the guy who's the interim champ, who everyone is celebrating like he's the long-time reigning king of the division. And they're fighting in Australia, right? It was that massive event, that 50,000 odd people with it. Like, he's supposed to be the champion, right? You know, people were supposed to be coming to watch him to celebrate him.
Months before.
He was supposed to be the guy that was celebrated on the night, and it already felt like Adesanya was the defending champion, as well as him not really having the motivation like he did in the Romero fight.
Just have it. I'm not that fussed.
But what was uncharacteristic of him is that he was chasing forward. He was rushing at Adesanya, and that was what he'd been dealing with against Yoel Romero. Yeah, it was almost like he'd taken on some of those attributes, but it just didn't suit him, and Adesanya was able to set him up. I don't think he's the same fighter again. I think he's a different fighter.
Izzy this time?
I think we might see a decision, and I could see it being very much like Adesanya against Gastelum. I could see it being that kind of fight where it's around and then around and then around, and we're like, holy shit, championship rounds. I don't know. I'm not sure.
What about if Rob goes full Jan Blachowicz?
What, takes him down?
Yeah.
That could definitely be something that would win him some rounds. Like, Whittaker's been doing a lot of grappling recently.
His grappling's good, and Izzy's isn't. I'm not saying it's bad.
Still holes in his game, for sure.
There's gaps.
He's an excellent striker,
without a doubt.
There are holes in his ground game. Like against Jan Blachowicz, even though Jan's a bigger guy and a better grappler, there were still simple things that Adesanya was doing that were just wrong. Yeah. Like, just things that if I saw someone doing it on the mat this morning at the gym, I'm like, no, dude, it's always this way.
Yeah, don't put your hand out.
Yeah.
Don't kneel that way. Not flat foot.
There were just some odd things he was doing. When he was in half guard bottom, he was controlling Jan's inside leg with the wrong one. And I don't know, it was just a lack of a...
It's not like he was doing it in a quirky way that was like, no. I know you're not meant to do this, but da-da. It was more... No. It looked out of his depth.
Yeah, a little bit.
And obviously Jan's he's like a fridge.
Oh, Jan's a beast. He is. You know, that was a big step up for Adesanya. I respect him for doing it. And I think Whittaker could have that same kind of success, but Adesanya's takedown defense has gotten better. I think with Jan, he played the game very well because he drug it out until he decided he was going to take it down.
Was it a third? It was third or fourth, and just started, piling it on.
And like for 2 rounds, the commentators are going, why is Jan striking with him? This is a bit weird. It's a bit, and it was kind of 50-50 up to that point. Yeah, for
worked
sure.
really well.
I could see Adesanya keeping a hold of his belt. I don't think there's anybody in this division. Andre Muniz is the one I'm keeping an eye on.
Who's the guy that beat him in K1? What's his name?
Oh, of course, Pereira. We've not even talked about Pereira.
Dude.
Fucking well done. I should have mentioned him on the preview video.
Yo,
I'm like, can't
it's
believe.
going to be in the comments.
But the thing is, it's because he's not ranked. I just worked
Yeah,
on the
of
people that
course.
are ranked. But yeah, Alex, I mean, the only downside is that he's only had, 4 fights? I think he's had 4 MMA fights.
Would you be mad if he got a title shot next?
Yeah, fucking
You would?
furious, of course. Yeah.
I kind of love that
I
shit.
want to see
love
the process. I
know-
want to see the process.
I do, but I also like seeing... It's like when Johnny Walker came in. If we'd have just locked him in the cage with John and just to see... Because he might get his head smashed in. But when he was a bit more carefree and just a little bit more like, I want to show you my backflip.
Yeah.
I might kick someone in the face. But now he's been hurt, it makes him a bit more cautious. Do you know what I mean? It's like you see it with like MotoGP and F1 guys, and they just lose that little bit of edge. So you know where you're racing right on the line.
Yeah.
And then now you've stubbed your toe. You're like, oh, I don't want to do that again. I'm just going to take it easy. So Johnny Walker's, it's been knocked off a little bit.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Whereas if I can get him straight in there, and Adesanya still got that, you embarrass me.
So, but like Prohashka's in that similar kind of situation. He's only had 2 fights in the UFC, but he's come in and he's smashed a couple of people. And it's like, fuck it, throw him in.
And he
there.
trains in the jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see. That's what I want to see. I want to see him come out of just like a smoke-filled fucking yurt, and him be like,
maybe
I'm ready.
Maybe each year, every commentator should have one wild card that they keep in their inside jacket pocket when they're cage side, and at the end of a fight, they can go, he's my wild card for the year, and they get an immediate title shot.
Nice.
Straight away.
Unless it's Dominic Cruz. Because I'm
Who would
more
his wild
interested.
card be?
Fucking DC, so he can fight him. I'm more interested in seeing that relationship play out than Dominic Cruz's wild card.
Yeah. But how many Dominic Cruzes would you need to fight a DC?
What if he's eating?
It's like
him? I reckon
duck-sized horses or horse-sized... Fucking hell. Who was it that
duck-sized
put that-
horses or horse-sized dog?
Yeah, have you not heard that one?
Probably.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I'd go for the ducks, the big horse-sized duck.
Would you? Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Why just got wings? I don't know. It's a swan's wing can break your arm.
Hard old beak if it starts cracking
You'd
at
have
you.
to start
Whereas
kicking a lot of
100
fucking horses.
Yeah, but what's going to happen if you don't do anything?
It's fucking horrible.
They're just around your ankles. They're just fucking...
I don't know, man. They got a kick. They could just all turn around and back up on you, just hoof you in the shin. Fucking awesome. Oh, anyway, if DC
So how
was
many
eating,
DCs
if he
how
was
many-
is it like a bucket? Is it like a family bucket of cruisers?
Is it because Dominic Cruz's initials are also DC? So when everyone's calling Daniel Cormier DC, he's like, oh,
That's
fuck
always
them,
been my
man.
name.
Oh,
And I'm
fuck them,
fucking
mate. Daniel Cormier.
Were you expecting that to come out of that media day?
Oh, it didn't surprise me at all.
Because even
At all.
it made me laugh even more when DC was like, "What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a word with him about it."
Yeah.
But we'll film it. It's
Yeah.
like, maybe just have a quiet word with him because
Yeah.
you're not happy
No,
with him
no,
because
film
he...
it. Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. What the fuck, bro? But it's true. It's not.
Yeah, but
it's not true.
What the fuck? But don't tell him it's true.
But that's the thing. It's like kids. It's like siblings arguing,
they're
and you're
fucking
filming it, and it's like Dominic Cruz didn't.
And then
he didn't
Bisping comes
wave.
in and
he's
just fucking steals
"Ah,
the show."
lads,
Ah,
fuck it. You're a cunt. We're all cunts, aren't we? Fuck it, beers.
Craig David.
Rito. Piss bag. Fucking hell. He did
Jesus.
steal the show. But yeah, so I'd like to see a wild card. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, who's your wild card at light heavyweight then? Because I just, as much as I love Glover and would love to see him have a good 12 months, I don't think he's going to hold the belt for very long, is he?
Is John not itching to come back? Like, he's literally sat back and watched Jan have the belt, and he's thinking, "That's my belt."
I think he's waiting and hoping that Cyril Gane deals with Ngannou, and then Ngannou moves over to boxing.
Do you reckon?
And then John will be like, "Yeah, I'll come and have a technical matchup with this kickboxer."
I'll go back to 205.
Yeah.
Who do I see?
John Jones still comes in and takes the belt.
Of course he does.
There's still not. Yuri Prohashka, I think he's probably going to take the belt off Teixeira, but Magomed Ankalaev is the one I'm keeping my eyes on.
Yeah.
He's fucking scary, that guy. He's like that loss to Paul Craig. You can imagine what that does to his soul.
And anyone with
Like,
an
he's just-
Ev at the end of their name,
Yeah.
it's like,
You're gonna
who?
get
No,
you're gonna
I'm
get smashed
poorly.
through the bottom corner of the fence where it meets the
that crease.
But the thing I like about Ankalaev is that he doesn't use that if he doesn't want to. Like he's got
doesn't
that if
rely
he
on it.
needs it.
Yeah.
He's a fucking good striker.
But that's the difference. That's the terrifying element of someone who's got a game plan and the game plan doesn't involve 3 rounds.
Yeah.
The game plan involves the first 2 minutes. And if I've not got you out of there after that, I'm disappointed in myself.
I wonder if Prochazka takes the belt off to Shearer and then Jan's able to take the belt off Prochazka.
Maybe. Because...
And we've got a bit of a love triangle going
Yeah,
on.
because it's like, you know, when you look at John's last opponents, when we were there, it's Maheta, what's his name?
Oh, Thiago Santos.
Santos. Next big thing, smashed John's legs up, but we've seen him lose since. Same as Reyes.
Lost to Teixeira.
Yeah, Reyes looking amazing, then lost to Jan.
Yeah.
So that there's these guys that it's even like, is it Ion Cutelabra? When he came in, you're like,
Yeah.
a bit like that Houston Alexander moment, or like
Mate,
when
I thought he was going to do damage.
Yeah.
Houston Alexander.
His head was like-
it Keith Jardine that he fucking murdered up against the
he
fence?
strangled him
Oh, it was
and knocked
bad,
him out.
that was.
Oh,
He
and
was like, I remember when he came into the UFC and it was like, he's been fighting on this underground
he's got
circuit.
57
and he's-
kids.
Yeah.
He's from Houston. His name's Houston. His forehead is 3
Yeah.
times the size of anyone else.
Yeah, right?
He was a fucking animal.
He only fights if you're wearing shoes or boots.
Yeah, and big washing up gloves. He was
Fucking
terrifying.
hell, he was.
But then it
But
was
then he fought
James
Kimbo.
Irvin. James Irvin.
Yeah, James Irvin.
Just from the bell, just tink.
That was it. Didn't Kimbo beat him as well?
Kimbo, him and
Slice.
Kimbo were like a mirror
Oh,
around
yeah.
each other. It was like a game that was just sat on pause, and it was just like an animation of them just sort of. It was one of the most disappointing, almost like
I think
Ngannou
everyone
and
expected
what's
it to be like a backyard fight.
This is going to
didn't
be a
they?
brawl.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. But
Like, this guy fights in clubs in Chicago. This guy fights
Yeah.
in backyards in Florida. This is going to be fucking crazy.
next big
And then
thing, yeah, it's just a standoff because it was almost that mutual respect of like, I don't want to get hurt. You want
Yeah,
to get hurt? And It's
yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
But that same as
If you
Czech
don't
Congo.
knock me out embarrassingly, I won't do the same thing
Yeah,
to you. And
let's
we
promise.
We both know that we've got that power.
Yeah. Should we have a convincing wrestle? Nah. But when you see these guys come in, like I'll never forget Czech Congo coming in because he was fucking huge, and I was like, "This is it." And he just used his kickboxing. The next fight, he got taken down and was just mauled. It was like,
What,
I don't like it.
One of the most amazing fights to watch is Cain Velasquez against Czech Congo. Because every fucking round, Cain Velasquez comes out, Czech Congo hits him and he goes down.
Yeah.
And then he's wrestling.
Yeah.
And he's taking Czech Congo down and mauls him on the floor. And I'm sure he got dropped at the start of all
nearly every
3
time.
rounds.
Yeah.
And that was on his way up to the belt. That
Mate,
was before he was
any
champ.
Kane. If you have Kane against Czech, that was amazing. Kane against Ben Rothwell. Ben Rothwell's big comeback. He was like, I'm back. And Kane was like, I'm going to wrestle you for 15 minutes. He was like, what? And he just kept smashing him on his head.
Unreal.
Kane at some point was... I still see him
What
as
a
the heavyweight
monster.
champ.
Yeah.
I still see it.
He was
I
amazing.
kind of can't get past
Great to watch. Great to watch.
It's
But
scary.
then the adjustment that Verdun made on that guillotine to catch him in the guard as he tries past was beautiful. Very, very nice.
it. So who we got for light heavyweight? So we don't think that Glover's leaving. What would it surprise you if Glover had a defence and then retired? Or do you think there's too
That
much
wouldn't-
bite in his
that
bit?
would. Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to do that. I think if he defends, he'll stick around and have another one. Yeah, no, I don't think he'd do that. I think if he loses the belt, he might retire.
Okay.
But I don't think. Yeah,
But then we'll
he
see him
wouldn't,
in
he wouldn't
Bellator.
retire with the belt. No chance.
No.
I think Prochazka probably going to take the belt off to Shearer, but I don't know if Prochazka's going to hold the belt. I think him and Ankalaev might be fighting for it before the year's out.
There's
That
a
wouldn't
lot. There's a
surprise
lot
me.
of younger guys with less experience that, like you say, we can see quite a bit of.
Like the guys coming up, the Jimmy Crutes, Ryan Spans, Jamal Hills, they're just not quite ready yet. I'd probably say the same about Paul Craig, but he could be close in a couple of fights.
Yeah.
He's probably going to have to fight Ankalaev again, though, and that was a really rough 14 and a half minutes.
You
the
almost
first
want to call
time,
that
wasn't it?
credit. Yeah, you're like, remember, I beat him. It says win.
Yeah.
Please
that
don't
would
let me
be-
do it again.
And the thing is, that would be a really rough fight because Ankalaev would make a point
Yes.
of it.
He's got a
Like,
point to
all right,
prove.
motherfuckers,
I'm
try
gonna
and
triangle
triangle
you.
me this time. Yeah. Heavyweight, I don't even think Ngannou's going to be with the UFC in a year's time, to be honest.
It's sketchy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
They're
just a bit of
falling
a
out
weird
lot.
time. I would like to see him stick around because I would love to see him fight John Jones. I think at the end of 2022,
Brock Lesnar. Mark Hunt.
Dominic Cruz,
The Dominic Cruisinator. It's like a
Master
Power
Blaster
Ranger. Power
on
Ranger
DC.
On DC's back. Jesus.
they could get under the 165 pound limit, the two of them.
I don't know.
Yeah, of course they could.
Not if he had the Master Blaster
Of course
helmet
they
on.
could. Well, yeah, I mean, well, yeah, nah.
Dom's got head movement instead of foot movement. Or his legs are just going like this in the backpack like Yoda. So what about Stipe? Have we written
I
Stipe
don't
completely
know.
off? Is his chin gone?
He's been out for so long. He's going to have a fight before he gets a title shot. Like, I did this on the preview show. I kind of went through this process, and I'm like, fuck. So Derek Lewis is a big puncher who he could quite easily beat up for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
But he quite easily get clipped
Caught
with one shot and put
and he
out.
does get hit.
He does get
hit.
And he's been knocked out a good few times now. It, like, you know, DC dropped him.
Yeah.
Ngannou's cleaned his clock. Like, you just, I would rather see him fight someone that's not gonna try and take his head off.
Yeah.
Just
for
get him back
longevity
in
of
there.
like,
yeah,
okay, you're all right now.
Like, but then you look down the rankings. Curtis Blades would be just a long night of wrestling takedown defense.
Yeah.
Alexander Volkov might give him nightmares from the Struve loss.
Yeah.
Because he did struggle with the reach, and Volkov's much better at using his reach.
And he never fought anyone long since Struve. I know, obviously, that was the same night.
No, because there aren't many.
No.
Rosenstrike's a coin toss again. You know, Chris Daukaus might be a good one, but you know, him coming off a loss, that's a big jump down the rankings.
How good did Lewis look?
I mean, that's why I don't think anybody's fighting him until I think he'll fight for the belt next.
Do you think he'll have another go?
I do. I mean,
I'd still love to watch it.
If Cyril Gane beats him, then it slows Derek Lewis's roll down, because that was a fight that people have seen recently, and they're not, you know. Derek Lewis against Ngannou again, people will forget the first one and they'll be like, that first one was a fucking stinker. This one's got to be better. This is
going to be the best.
Yeah.
But how derogatory is it for, I know we've said it before, especially with Ngannou being off this long, and it's off this long with a bitter taste in his mouth. It's not like he's got an injury. It's not like he can't find an opponent. It's all about, he's hearing about John Jones, he's hearing about this, he's talking about money. There's a lot more.
There's a lot going on.
There's way too much. He's not focused at all. And obviously, he's made leaps and bounds from Stiopich. That's Big Joey. From Miocic, he's made leaps and bounds from the first one. Has he lost any of that? Or is he still training? Because obviously, there's training and then there's having the lights on you and all the rest of it. And obviously, we've seen him gun shy against Lewis the first time.
Yeah. I don't know.
So who's walking out of 23 into 23 with the belt?
Cyril Gane.
Really?
Yeah, I'll stick with Cyril Gane. Yeah.
I will take Derek Lewis.
Oh, okay.
Or Tito Ivasa.
Oh, mate.
I love a bit of Tito Ivasa.
Tito Ivasa against Rosenstrike is a fight they've got to make.
Ty against anyone.
Yeah.
It's just gold.
He's brilliant.
It's gold. It's having that naughty kid at a party that he just entertains everyone, so you can't be mad at the fact he's caused £300 worth of damage. Do you know what I mean? He ate the whole cake. Yeah, but good times, right?
Yeah, but he's drinking juice out of his shoe, and that's funny, and the kids like it.
He'll grow out of it.
Rose, does she stay at the top of the strawweight division?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, you reckon?
And if she doesn't, if she loses it this year, she'll have it back this year.
You reckon?
She's against Carla, right? Aren't they planned against Carla?
Yeah, I think she beats Carla. I think the one I'm watching out for is Marina Rodriguez. I think she's problems, and I think she might have a style that could be problematic for Rose if she keeps it on the feet. Yeah? Yeah. Just because she's a bit taller and rangier, and Rose has got a longer, wider stance. I don't know. I think it's an interesting matchup.
And Wei Li as well. Wei Li back in there?
I wouldn't be surprised if she moves up a weight class, to be honest.
Just have a go.
Yeah.
It's a normal move, isn't it? Lost twice.
They're a bit thinner contenders up a weight class, if you look. I mean, Valentina's had 6 title defenses. So she's beaten Andrade, Chikagian. How many? 6.
I thought you said 16. I was about to say.
No, 6 title defenses. So she's waiting for like number 5 contender Tyler Santos to get another win, in my opinion. Otherwise, there's nobody in that division, which means that I think Shevchenko might. Yeah, I think that'd be a good one. Or Shevchenko against Pena if Nunes doesn't want to fight again immediately.
That'd be cool.
But I think Holly Holm's probably going to end the year as the champion again. It's Holly Holm. I've just read her name here. I think Nunes.
Holly Holm ends the year retired.
Yeah, I think Nunes gets a belt back, and I think she retires as champ.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think Shevchenko does as well, and I think Rose does.
So out of everyone that's currently in the fight organisation or making moves, who do you think we see in the UFC? Is there anyone at the minute on the cusp of one on
outside Bellator, the UFC?
Yeah, who could challenge for any of this? Because obviously we've got the Pitbull brothers, which we don't see moving.
Yeah.
You've got a few different people.
I'd love to see Sergio Pettis back over in the UFC.
Okay.
He just looked really good against Horiguchi. Honestly, the best division outside of the UFC right now is the Bellator
MVP.
No, the one flyweight division.
Oh, okay.
Their tournament that they're doing at the moment with Ritu Fogat and Stamp Fairtex. you could take that tournament and drop it into the UFC rankings, and it's a mixed bag.
Gold.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag. I think. I mean, the skills are different because you've got knees to the head of a downed opponent. So there's a lot more work from crucifix.
Yep.
Like people getting pinned in crucifix and pretty good fucked up. But I think the grappling over in one championship in that division is better. I'd like to see Shorty Torres back over in the UFC as well, because he's the only one missing from the flyweight rankings, in my opinion. But other than that, it's the guys coming up.
So we've got no one highlighted for like prospects of the year.
We're watching Ian Gary because we expect him to do well. I mean, obviously, I'm really tuned into the UK scene. The other fight that everybody's going to be paying attention to in March is the rematch between Paul Hughes and Jordan Vucenic.
Okay.
And that not only are they two excellent fighters, but they've got really good banter going back and forth. Like if you look at Jordan Vucenic's Instagram, he's got a photo of Paul Hughes crying as his picture, and they're just going back and forth because they look similar. You know, yeah, he does. Yeah, they look similar. So like Paul Hughes has like bleached his hair and he's like pulling the face to pretending to be Vucenic. That's going to be a really good fight because there's Needle there.
Nice.
A bit of joke, but also they both want the belt.
And they can both
it's
fight
a champ
like
and an interim champ, so there's two belts going into the cage. One's going to leave. Like, I think that's going to be a really interesting one, and we could quite easily see one of those guys getting signed and being an absolute skyrocket. I would also love to see Brendan Loughnane.
Mate, what the
I know. It's sometimes you just get on the wrong side of the fence and you can't get back to the other.
He's got to be up his arse about something.
Yeah.
Honestly, what the fuck? This
Paul
is the
Daly,
best guy.
there you go.
Paul gave him a reason.
Mate, you could put Paul Daly in the welterweight division right now in the UFC.
I'd watch Paul.
Like, okay, here we go. Let's play a match Paul Daly.
He's beat Masvidal.
There you go.
He's had a good go in Nick.
I'd fucking love to see him in there against Wonderboy.
Dude.
I think that'd be a banger.
All day.
Paul Daly, Gilbert Burns would be a banger.
I think that would last 45 seconds. Literally, one in red, one in blue, rock 'em, sock 'em.
Yeah. Or, I mean, you know, even looking further down the division, like drop him in there against Ponzinibbio at number 14.
Mate. But you imagine...
And that's Daly now, who's had fucking 300 fights and is the same age as me.
Knockouts. Yeah. But it's the viciousness of his smack talk.
Yeah.
Like, he was getting people to do cost check Photoshop competitions just before.
We're still recording, yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry,
not ran out of tape yet.
A bit long. But like Connor's is rehearsed to a degree, but it's very European British, like sarcasm and banter. Whereas when you've got the Colby, Paul would rip him to fucking pieces.
Yeah.
I would love just to see that because I think him against Masvidal again.
But then Colby would probably fucking wrestle him to death like Koscheck did.
But then he'd tag in Masvidal.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be good. So Koscheck and Masvidal against Colby and who?
Oh, it's tag teams.
And he can't have three of his like fancy ladies from wherever he gets them from. Who's tag teaming Colby?
I don't know. He's a bit like IRS $1 million man, isn't he?
Yeah, no one wants to watch, but they want to see him get beat.
I don't know. So what's the other tag team?
Paul Daly and Masvidal.
Would they be on the same side?
Yeah, man, because Paul's beat him once, but it wasn't. He didn't knock him out and finish him, did he? It was like wasn't it a decision? But I think that Masvidal's got the respect because he's up there at the minute and he knows it's a danger of being knocked out by Paul. Yeah. And Paul knows that Masvidal's on a trajectory that probably he might beat him. So they got that mutual respect. They won't wear matching outfits or spikes, but they'd be.
But they could if they wanted to.
Of course they could.
Okay.
And
as long as they
cool.
can.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as they can. Colby Covington and Dustin Poirier.
Oh man, yeah. Because Dustin's like, he'd just put up with him, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. He's the one picking up the bill every night. Yeah, I'll pay damages.
Yeah.
That'd be good, man.
Nice.
No,
right.
And fight related, I've got one thing to blow your mind.
Go on
then. And genuinely, everyone do this. And I think it's insane. My brother came round, like I say, he came back from Chicago for the Christmas. And we were sat watching TV and he went, "Oh, my mate told me something that's going to blow your mind." And I was like, "Go for it." He says, "You can look at anything in this room, absolutely anything, and know how it would feel on your tongue." And
that's fucking really odd.
Right? Tell me it doesn't work. Literally, they're my figures. I know you haven't played with them, but you know how they'd feel on your tongue.
Yeah.
Same as this guy, and this guy, and that, and this. Look at something.
Kind of weirdly, I could make a good assumption of how it would taste as well.
Right?
Right?
You haven't licked everything in this room, have you?
Not everything.
Most stuff.
Most
But
of it.
Even those blow up dice up there, I know what that would feel like on my tongue.
Yeah.
That flag, these comic books. How fucked up is that?
That's very strange.
Why is this not more of a normal thing? Why does not everyone know this?
This reminds me of James Acaster's fucking little skit about lip skin being different.
Massive.
It kills
Massive
me.
Vaseline.
I've watched it 100 times. It still gets me every
It's
time.
true.
Like, why is lip skin different to the rest of skin?
Exactly.
What if our whole bodies were covered in lip skin?
Could you imagine? God, it's
brilliant.
sunny. Stay in for a day.
Yeah. No, that is very odd. That is very odd and very true.
But it works on everything, and it's weird. It's
Maybe that's
really weird.
sometimes when you look at someone, you're like, I don't like the look at that person.
Because
Is
they
it 'cause
feel
they-
weird on my tongue. Scruffy beard.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Robin Poggs, he'd feel weird on the tongue.
Robin
wouldn't he?
Poggs has got no feeling in his tongue. He had
that
an
right?
accident when he was 6. His sister threw a brick at his head.
Is that right? Yeah. And lost his tongue.
Knocked
Bit it off.
Bit the end of his tongue off.
Oh, man.
So he's a bit sensitive when someone says, you could know what that feels like on the end of your tongue. You're like,
So you probably can't say Robin Poggs then.
Why would he
Robin.
say Robin
No.
Poggs? I wouldn't say Robin without an R, would he? Robin Poggs.
He'd have to.
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
There you go. I've let you talk for far too long. You need a drink. Jeez.
Nice one, everybody. We didn't even get onto board games. We'll have to do that next time.
But we spoke about fighting.
We did. We did speak about fighting
For a bit.
a little while.
There you
it was
go.
all nonsense.
Yeah,
Nice one.
Nice one, dude.
Good to see you, mate.
And you.
Happy New Year, everybody. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. If you want this screensaver, it will be on the full Reptile website before the end of this podcast. Go and get it now.
$49.99. Okay, free.
Catch you later.